and beautiful words from our good friend Josh. That is I Repent over on chat live with us right now. We are live on Twitch.tv. It is Attack the Talk Thursday. Yeah, join us live whenever we stream. We're here to go ahead and continue on with our journey of Attack on Titan. This will be season 4 that we are focusing on. We've been focusing on season 4 for a while, and we will be continuing to focus on season 4 for a long while. This is part 3 of episode 4. This episode's name is From One Hand to Another, and I'm excited to go ahead and see Zach have conversations with himself.
Oh, I'm so ready for it. I'm so excited. So right off the bat, too.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Declaration of war soon. Damn right. Of course, joining us in chat is our favorite Jaegerist. That is the loyal and amazing Hi CTBH. That is Jacob. What's up, Jacob? And Jacob says, "Do you want to hit us with that?"
Super Frankie.
Shout out. The voice actor for Japanese voice actor for Frankie is retired, right?
Yes, sir.
Damn. So that is a beautiful super in chat as tribute to the incredible voice actor. And yeah, I mean, the thing is though, is that you got to think there's going to be some voice actors who are affiliated and working with One Piece that are going to retire, because One Piece is obviously a very long tenure journey of anime.
20 years strong, baby.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, shout out. And of course, joining in chat is the talented and beautiful Zebra Cakes. Hello, Zebra Cakes.
Our favorite international artist.
Yeah, she's incredible, and I'm a lucky guy. What can I say? I am your host, AJ. I am semi-talented.
Yeah, sure. He's so humble. He's so damn humble.
Semi-talented. Some may say, charming. I did win Best Smile in middle school.
I can see it.
No, yeah, guys, I'm excited to go ahead and be here. I hope you guys have had a great week. Yeah, to any of our friends who joined us over in chat and our friends that are currently here in chat along with us. Make sure you guys go ahead and have your input over on the story, over on whatever the fuck we're talking about today. Lexi is not here yet. Lexi will be here. She just got other obligations to go ahead and do before the podcast, but she has reassured me that she will be joining us, and we're gonna go ahead and get it started. It's a little boys pod to go ahead and start. Let's do this.
Boys night Thursdays.
Sorry, baby. I know you're the only one in chat right now.
No girls allowed. No, imagine. Mods, kick all the girls from chat.
But I hope you guys are all doing well. Of course, at the top of the show, we want to go ahead and give a huge spoiler warning to our friends who have not finished Attack on Titan.
I know what you're in for.
We're getting close. Like our friend Josh has said over in chat, declaration of war soon. We're going to go ahead and continue to really see what the hell Willy Tybur has planned. Mr. Tybur, he's making preparations just to do some recap, to go ahead and again start off the show so that we don't have to go ahead and do recap a little bit later on. But Willy Tybur has arrived with his family. The Warhammer is in Marley. Who has the Warhammer? We will find out. Is it Tybur himself?
TBD.
Don't know, but we do know that Mr. Tybur has an agenda. He has a plan. As a matter of fact, he said the world of Marley needs a new hero, needs a new Helos. And he says, I showed up just to go ahead and get this beautiful view of this statue. And then obviously
some inspiration.
Yeah, obviously the very stoic and composed Theo Magath welcomed Mr. Tybur and his family as he essentially went to his quarters, and they had conversations. We talked about it in past episodes. It's very much like a chess.
Check it out if you haven't already.
Exactly. It's very much like a chess match, and they're both trying to gauge the temperature a little bit and see what it is that we're talking about here. What's the agenda? What do they want?
Jacob was prepping to be a Titan snack.
That's what Mr. Tybur is. You know what? Hey, he's going to go ahead and come up with a very scrumptious speech.
Oh, delicious speech.
And it's going to be fun to go ahead and see you, Zach, go ahead and deliver that speech to us. I'm excited for that. I hope you guys watching.
Get ready.
watching over in episodes whenever you guys watch them. I hope you guys are excited to go ahead and see that from Zach. I know that Zach, again, we've gone on to go and say that you've done an incredible job voicing Willy Tybur. Unfortunately, you do voice characters that are not very long lasting, but you know what?
Yep.
Damn it, Mr. Tybur makes an impact.
God damn it, he's cool.
And yeah, he is cool.
He's the future.
As a matter
hero.
of fact, Mr. Tybur himself was last week's poll winner, right? When it came to which season 4 character
Yeah,
do
would
you
you
want to see
more
more of?
screen time?
We
Yeah.
went ahead and we had a fun time essentially trying to go ahead and think of hypothetical episodes where the characters would go ahead and be obviously the focus of whatever the storyline and the plot is, you know? We talked about too jokingly how like, man, we have come up with plenty of like just what if episodes here over on the podcast.
We could create all our OVAs.
Like if we had the obviously the powers of the, you know, Attack on Titan illustrators, obviously, you know, with Mappa and whatnot, and obviously we know they're very hard at work. But if they were listening to this podcast, they have some creative ideas to go ahead.
Hey,
and do.
if we see that, hey, we coined it. Leave it alone.
Yeah,
Ask for permission.
that would be incredible, though, to be a part of the creative team like that. But again, nonetheless, we have come up with, I think, really, really fun episodes. I know that you also in past Q&As, talking about you, my friends who join us all, you know, in chat or go ahead and watch the episode later time. You guys have all come up with also incredible premises and incredible, like, just character storylines or character like developments and you know, just kind of like world building stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's cool when we have a podcast like this where we can go ahead and openly just be very creative with just our fandom. We can come up with some good shit, and we might end up doing that today as well. You know, I feel like we're getting to the point in the story where these conversations have legitimate meaning and foreshadowing, as the story of AOT
seasonal,
has,
like, from previous seasons foreshadowing.
And it's funny because even in this episode, there's going to be like characters saying certain lines that are honestly pretty ironic in terms of like whether they mean to or not. Those kind of have a very significant meaning later on in the story. You know, but yeah, it's going to be fun to continue on focusing over on season 4, because again, season 4 it's a season where we're not overly informed on, like, you know, seasons 1 through 3, where we've seen those seasons multiple times. You know, season 4 came out, we did the podcast, we're watching season 4 live as the
rerun count
out.
Isn't as high.
Yeah, definitely not. So, but yeah, we will continue on. Again, recap. Tybur family is here. Theo McGath and Mr. Willy Tybur have been having their conversations about finding a common pathway to a common goal, and how do they help each other in that goal.
For the future of Marley,
for the future of Marley.
whatever they're posting.
whatever they do,
do the Elon thing,
yeah, whatever they do, and also if you are not Marley, and make sure you wear those armbands.
Oh God, please wear those armbands.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun, guys. And of course, joining me is the ultra talented, very, very charming Zach Attack. Heath Ledger.
No, hello, it's me. Hi,
Ledger,
guys.
but no, we have the second coming of Heath Ledger. We have the. Imagine it's just like.
You want to know how I got these scars?
We have Zach Attack here, and we'll go ahead and we'll just jump right into it. Zach, how you doing?
Pretty mellow.
Pretty mellow?
Pretty mellow.
Good, man. Just relax.
It's chilly today.
It's chilly. It's getting chilly out over here in
cold at work,
in California.
Like an ice box.
Yeah. It's kind of been weird. Yeah. I mean, today definitely it was a chilly day as well. Today at work, there's times where, like, you know, you'll go ahead and you're kind of hard at work. Got to take off the jacket. The moment you go ahead and kind of just like
you put it down,
take
you
a
turn
step
around,
back,
and you're just like put it back on.
It's, you know, it's pretty chilly, but it's good, man. So just kind of just chilling. Anything happened this past week?
No, I mean, I've just been
status quo, huh? Just same old, same old.
I mean, I got a new neon light for my room.
Well, nice.
It's a Snorlax eating raw.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up.
Damn, that's super cool.
Let me see.
I've been trying to jump back into that Pokemon motivation a little bit. I stopped playing the DS. It's one of those things where you go ahead and you kind of take a break, and it's hard to get back into it. Oh, that's so cool.
That's the setup right now. I gotta clean the desk off.
Cool. I don't know if friends here.
You put down what cup?
I don't know if I put that in front of
Yeah, I got you. I'll put it right here in front of Lexi's.
Yeah, there. That's perfect.
Look at that.
That is so cool. Hell yeah.
That was like $15, bro. 15 bucks.
Really?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. TikTok
Nice.
shop.
Beautiful.
No. And it's bright, man.
Is it?
It's
It looks
really
pretty bright over in the.
That's at the low setting too.
Oh, really?
That's the low setting.
Yeah, because you can tell it really does stick out. You know, obviously
I think it's the white too.
the image was zoomed in, but if you zoom out, you can see the room.
Yeah, here.
And you can see all the other stuff on the walls.
I'll also show you guys what I found at work the other.
Jacob says my room is Ace themed.
Oh, that's sick. I put up my Ace poster.
We'll see if we can go get it. He was able to go ahead and clear it pretty early on when you had it zoomed in, but nonetheless, it's there you go. Yep,
Yeah,
see how it just sticks out.
Corner of my room, you guys.
Beautiful.
There's the Ace poster next to the Snorlax, and then Sanji.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jacob asks, will you be seeing the Last Attack movie? Yeah.
Damn
we will
right.
certainly be seeing that February 10th, right?
Yes.
February 10th. What is that? That's another...
The Lego dinosaur at work.
Ooh, Legos? Nice.
It's huge. It's like our height. Like,
What?
It's fucking huge.
Really?
Man. Yeah.
Damn.
Like, we're getting rid of a bunch of stuff at work. We're moving it from one warehouse to another.
Okay.
And that box is just kind of sitting there. And it was blocked off by a bunch of stuff. And then my coworker was like, there's a dinosaur in that box, right? And I was like, yeah. Oh, there's a dinosaur
Yeah, you're
in the
like,
box.
okay.
He's like, go look. And I was like, well, I know we have like art pieces, but I was like, I don't picture a dinosaur being in an art museum.
Yeah.
And I go over there, and it's a big box too. Like I said, it's taller than us. Like if I'm standing, I probably have to reach this high to like.
Oh, really? So it's legit probably like, around...
And take away like this much for the.
How close? You think 7 feet?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And yeah, I take a little peek in there. It's so dark I can't see. I turn my flashlight on, and I was like, oh shit, it's a dinosaur. I have a dinosaur at work. That's pretty cool. Top of some cool art pieces. I already showed it. Did you not see it?
Yeah. You got to pay attention, Jacob. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Boop. There's your dinosaur. Pay attention. Look at him. All right. It's supposed to be Blue from Jurassic Park.
Oh, really?
It's supposed to be the raptor. Yeah, it's the one that Chris Pratt rides.
Nice. There's a box right in front of me that also has Legos.
Oh,
And I'm excited for me and Zebra Cakes to go ahead and just dive into it. It is
Lego Day.
London themed.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the London skyline. Big Ben, the London Eye and all that.
How many pieces?
I don't know exactly. I want to say it's over 200.
Nice.
So it'll be fun. Yeah, excited to go ahead and work on that. But that's good, man. So just kind of been chilling.
Yeah, just
Same old.
LIVIN. Yeah.
That's what it is, man. Yeah, same thing. Like I said.
She wants to play with Legos. She's so excited.
You want to play with Legos now, baby? I'm sorry. You're stuck with us.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks for joining us. We got to go play with Legos.
But yeah, as I said, it's at the top of the show. Watched a couple movies. Nosferatu. Which even for me, it took a little bit for me to even want to watch Nosferatu because I don't really dive into the element of suspense, horror, gore.
Yeah.
I don't really like those dark kind of like, scary movies.
Nitty-gritty, yeah.
But I did hear, some good stuff about it, watched it, and for anybody that's, that's interested in watching that movie, check it out. The cast, it's really, really good. And for anybody that was joining us, when we were starting off the stream, yeah, it's different. It's really different.
That's what made it pop out.
Yeah, it's very, very different. It's like a very dark emo type of like film, but check it out. And like I said, I I and Zebra Kicks watched the Saturday Night Live movie, which is on Netflix. That one is pretty good too. If for anybody that's a big SNL fan on the early days or appreciates any of that and stuff, I think you guys will go ahead and appreciate that. There's a show that I want to watch, but I haven't seen it, and I've been hearing a lot about it. Also on Netflix, called American Primeval.
Ooh, I've been hearing a lot about it too.
Yeah, I heard that it's beautifully shot, and I heard that the story is pretty good. And I think that the actor, if I remember correctly, is that oh shit, what's his name? Dylan O'Brien, is that his name?
Right. We got Google.
Maybe not.
I almost made an oopsie.
Let's go ahead and let's see what's going on with American Primeval. Also,
yeah, Dylan O'Brien, the guy from the Divergent series or the Maze Runner series.
Is he in this? Am I thinking of a different actor? Let's go. No, I'm thinking of someone else. This is Mr. Taylor Kitsch. Damn, that's a name I haven't heard in a little bit.
Canadian.
Yeah, Taylor Kitsch. She is okay. Interesting. Dane DeHaan is in this. Dane DeHaan
he was in John Carter.
Dane DeHaan is he's an actor that a lot of people fan cast Levi Ackerman to be.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Dane DeHaan. So but The Last Attack won't be at my movie. Oh, that
sounds like you gotta take a drive, brother.
But February 10th, I believe, for the
coming
US.
Up.
Yeah, right around the corner, and then also Valentine's Day as well. All that.
You gotta save money this year.
Start making your preparations and stuff. But what else got going on and stuff? What else to do? Like I said, just trying to go and get back in the swing of usual kind of schedule after, you kind of come back from a trip. You kind of have to,
reset. How's the jet lag?
No, the jet lag was fine. I might have talked about it last week, but I felt like it didn't hit me immediately, but it hit me a little bit towards the end of the week, a couple of days, and then I was like, oh man, I felt a little sluggish, just readjusting to the time, and it was good.
Cool.
But yeah, work's been good. What else?
I've been watching Fear the Walking Dead. Deep into season 5 now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How many seasons are in it?
I think it's at 6 right now. I think it's still going too.
That's crazy.
I think it's ongoing.
Jacob goes, sorry to hear that, Zach. I don't have anyone either. You're not alone.
We got ourselves. We got each other.
You know what you can do? Valentine's Day for the guys, or for anybody that's alone. Just go watch. I don't know what you're gonna do. Watch Captain America, Brave New World. There you go. Valentine's Day plans.
Have you seen it? Or
No, it's not out yet. I think it might come out on Valentine's Day.
Do you think it's gonna be any good?
I think it's gonna be good, but the thing with Marvel is that Marvel fans think the next Marvel movie is going to be the best Marvel film, and it's not. I mean, the thing is, you have to go ahead and build up. So this is a building block. And for me, who is a fan of, and one of my favorite Marvel movies was Winter Soldier, this is along that same kind of like weird, gritty type of like, almost like espionage storyline.
I don't know. I'm not...
Doom will be goated. I fucking hope so. Doom is like one of my favorite villains in MCU.
Ready. They have to do it justice.
Yeah, I need Emperor God Doom. That's what I need.
No, I'm not a big Anthony Mackie fan.
Anthony Mackie, I mean, you know what?
I'm glad. What's his last name? Sebastian what?
Yeah, Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's
Bucky.
gonna be a major character in it as well.
Well, he's gonna be in the Thunderbolts. I don't think he's in Brave New World.
But I don't know. I feel like him and
they've usually collab a lot.
They're like a. I don't know. I feel like they're an item.
Yeah.
They're like, I mean, even their interviews, they do their interviews together.
Yeah.
They're like basically a couple.
Yeah, but ever since Mackie became Captain America, no more time for Bucky. He's like, you know what, dude?
Pick up the mantle. Leave me alone.
I moved on to bigger, better things. Now I got to go ahead and deal with the president, Mr. President Ross, who is gonna become Big Red Hulk. They need to open with Doomsday by MF Doom in the Doom movie.
They won't do that.
They won't do that, but I have been hearing
wish they would.
Some pretty crazy rumors about MCU. I know that we're kind of talking MCU, but it's kind of just on top of I should say it's on the same topic of conversation, but I'm hearing big plans for Ghost Rider to be introduced in Doomsday and have a pretty pivotal role, and also be part of other films. Rumors are potentially Mr. Gosling, but don't know. But I did
Nicolas Cage back. I don't care how old he looks. You got turned into a skeleton anyway.
I mean, they're bringing everybody back.
Yeah.
So I mean, you never know, especially with Secret
It's like
Wars.
Smash Bros. They're bringing everybody back.
Yeah, there you go. But
Smash Bros. Ultimate.
yeah, Doomsday is
Marvel
probably going to
Ultimate.
go crazy. I just hope that they really do.
I want some killer Fantastic Four stuff, especially now that they're like big in Marvel Rivals. Like they're about to bring the Human Torch into Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, I figured when we were talking about it last week, obviously I've never played Marvel Rivals and stuff, but from what you guys showed me, especially when Lexi told me or showed me the skin of Luffy,
Oh yeah.
that was hilarious. But I mean, it seems like they're going full force with the Fantastic Four push.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Which makes sense.
I mean, you have to if you're gonna be Doom into the MCU.
Yeah, because Fantastic Four, obviously, we should get a trailer for that probably, honestly, during Super Bowl.
Yeah, because
you
I
know,
wouldn't be surprised if we did. To be honest with you.
Because the Super Bowl is coming up in like essentially 2 weeks. Or if you're watching this, it'll be sooner when the episode gets published. But hopefully we get some good trailers. I know that a lot of people get excited about the commercials and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's what most people. We have to deal with Taylor Swift at another halftime show in the Super Bowl.
Yep. But halftime show we got Kendrick Lamar.
That sounds like it's gonna be pretty heat.
Yeah. I'm a big MCU fan, so of course I'm excited for any new MCU projects. I haven't really been watching a lot of the Disney Plus series. However, I do know
I haven't either.
Daredevil.
I need to watch Moon Knight still.
Moon Knight. Damn, yeah, Moon Knight was good.
The moon haunts you.
Jacob says, by the way, if you see the new Captain America movie, you get stuff for Marvel Rivals. Interesting.
Oh, I get a skin.
Wow.
I get a
That
Hawkeye skin when they add Hawkeye to the game.
Honestly,
Not Hawkeye.
about that?
Falcon.
that is that's pretty fucking smart
I mean,
to go ahead and like for
Video games do
advertisements
that.
and stuff, you know?
COD games used to do that. COD games used to be like, go get a pizza box from Little Caesars. You get free
Yeah,
shit.
I mean it's smart. I mean, especially in anything that's obviously Marvel related, like you want to go ahead and tie in Marvel as much as possible. You know, I know that. I mean, obviously
Hey.
Fortnite does that with like anything,
Memory
right?
unlocked. Do you remember when McDonald's had the scratch tabs for prizes on the cups?
Yeah,
I miss those.
yeah, like the
days.
Monopoly stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want that. I want
that was cool. Now it's all just digital, I think. Now you have to have
Yep.
the McDonald's app, and then
Yep.
yeah, it's like, but it's not fun as getting like.
I want
if
to
I were to
scratch
get a
it off
cup,
my cup.
right? Got the cup. This is from McDonald's, and then next thing you know, I get to go ahead and peel the freaking.
I want another burger. Yeah.
It's just not the same, man.
I have like crazy McDonald's points.
Yeah.
I have like crazy I forget to use them. I can get a lot of free hash browns.
Really?
I can get a lot of free
I know that
hash
Lexi was talking to about what was it, like Burger King or
I've
something
only
like
had
that.
it for like a week.
Yeah, it's not the same with digital. Nah,
It's not.
the same. We're getting to that digital age though. Now it's all about
Kill it
what
with fire.
Apple Pay. You just go ahead and
Yep.
just like, how much is it? Okay.
Yep.
I will say though that last week that that was cool was me and Zebra Cakes, we just went to go ahead and get some stuff over from a Walmart, and there was this gentleman who was outside and it was raining that night, and he had a table. He was trying to go ahead and stay away from the rain. He was just collecting donations for I forget what the exact cause was, but he just had bags of Chex Mix out, right, as a little thank you. So we went ahead and we approached the gentleman, wanted to go ahead and see, because for me, there's times where I have trust issues with that, with people, where sometimes I think that they're just full of shit. You know, just looking for, money and stuff, and maybe the donations don't really go to anything and stuff. I don't know. I've also been kind of like conned a little bit, before in the past, when I was really
We all
younger.
have.
You kind of just live and you learn, so that brings that kind of like lack of trust. But when we left the Walmart, I was thinking to myself, like, this dude literally out in the rain, like, this guy, I mean, he wouldn't just be bullshitting out here in the rain.
You'd be surprised.
Well, maybe, but
that's the best time to do it. He's probably like, oh, it's raining?
Yeah.
Puts umbrella away. He comes outside into the rain.
Yeah. But then the thing is, when I talk about like digital and digital paying and stuff like that, is that I actually surprisingly had cash. We went ahead, we put the stuff over in the car, and we went to go ahead and talk to the guy and find out again what it is that, he's kind of supporting. Again, I don't know what's my mind as far as what it is, but seemed like a really kind of genuine dude. And if he is full of shit, then so be it. We got, 2 bags of Chex Mix.
And you got experience out of it.
I see. I told you.
The gang's all
Lexi
here.
will be back.
I'm here.
What's up, Lex?
Supporting and ready for duty.
We want to welcome Lex. We're going to hit us with that applause, Lex. Welcome, Lexi, to the show. Just talking about a quick little experience that means Zebrageeks had over at Walmart. We're talking about kind of like the digital age and stuff, and how like, now it's just, Apple Pay and whatnot and stuff. But I actually had cash in my wallet this one time, and there was this guy who was outside of a Walmart while it was raining, and he was like kind of like accepting donations. And I thought that this guy was kind of essentially full of shit. But anyways, like I said, I thought about it. He was, on the rain, seemed like a cool dude, so yeah, we kind of supported the cause a little bit. Like I said, I had some cash. He hooked us up with some, bags of Chex Mix, and yeah, it was one of those things where it's kind of just like it's cool to go ahead and have those kind of moments and stuff. You never know what people are going through. You never know. And
Seriously,
like I said, the fact that this dude was out in the rain.
Lives.
Younger guy too.
Get better than others.
They're kind of supporting whatnot, but yeah, but sometimes people just have robot girlfriends, like Jacob does.
You have a robot girlfriend?
No, he says I don't want an AI robot girlfriend.
Dude, we're already there.
Yeah, we're there, man.
Already there.
We're already there.
Terrifying.
I got a random event from this week. I bought this little cabinet, right? Like a nightstand. That's what it was for.
Yeah.
I started putting it together. I'm like 80% of the way done putting it together. It's taken me about 30 minutes. And I go to put these little hinges on.
Yeah.
Like these little braces to hold these 2 pipes together so it stands. They don't fucking fit.
No.
Not even close.
It was bad hardware.
Like even if I
don't understand that.
Try to pull it apart and make more space.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have worked.
I don't understand that. I don't understand why you go ahead.
What was that for?
It was a nightstand.
You ordered a nightstand?
Yes.
Okay, so that's ew.
But why would they give you like faulty like?
And I literally
hardware?
was like, I don't normally do reviews and shit, but I was so mad and salty. I took a picture. I was like, this is
that's
bullshit.
how you know it's real. When you do, because none of us do real reviews.
I was so excited.
But when something really irks you, you got to put a review.
I was like, don't buy this. It's
Everyone's
trash.
victim to that, dude. We all do it.
You're just gonna have to send it back.
I actually did one the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah, but it was like I ordered Jersey Mike's. I love myself some Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
Love Jersey Mike's. I probably eat it about twice a week.
Really?
And, yeah. And
same order?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
yeah,
I always order a turkey and provolone, but no provolone, extra turkey. Because I can't have cheese, but I love the turkey.
I love that you just went ahead and you essentially
totally
I
changed
get
it.
this sandwich with these 2 items. I take one of the items out. I just get more of the item.
That's how I order it, because that's what it's called on the menu. It's called a turkey and provolone.
And I double down with the more expensive item.
Yeah. So
I get the good shit.
It's always funny when I go to order it. Usually I do it online. So I ordered it online this time. I was home. I was like, hey, let me treat myself. Let me order myself some Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
I paid the extra fee for extra turkey, right?
Oh, man.
And other than that, all I get, I'm kind of boring, guys. All I get on it is the turkey, the lettuce, and the olive oil. Very simple.
Just simple.
Very simple.
You know what you like.
Yeah, I know what I like, and I usually milk it until it's dead. But so far, it hasn't died yet. So I get it, and I'm like, dang, okay. I know it's an online order. And I know that the Jersey Mike's nearby our house is not the best. They're really not the best. The one by my work is good, thank God. But that's where it came from. I realized it when it got delivered that I was like, oh, it's from that Jersey Mike's. Okay, whatever. Opened it up. There's barely enough turkey in it for turkey at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's less turkey than you would if you ordered it without,
Like it looks like I paid for less turkey.
With the cheese.
You know what? Can you imagine if they were that petty? If all of a sudden they see and they're like reading the order,
like no provolone, extra turkey.
Extra turkey? Nah, fuck this. I'm giving you only a little bit of turkey.
Everything else was else was okay. Like the bread was
Hell
fine,
no.
the lettuce was fine.
They're like, Danny DeVito, come spit on this Jersey
No,
Mike's
literally,
sandwich.
if it was Danny, I'd be like, okay, man.
You'd be like, does that make it more expensive?
Literally,
I know.
a sub above.
I know, a sub above. Danny DeVito would know.
Each slice of bread is licked by Danny DeVito.
But I actually went into Postmates and was like, bruh,
Can you imagine
can I please get some money back?
If
They
there
didn't give
was-
me any money back.
if there was a commercial,
That's foul.
a future Jersey Mike's commercial
Mm-hmm.
starring Danny DeVito, where he goes up over to the counter to order a sandwich, and he goes, "Can you imagine? There's people out here that only order just simple sandwiches with just like turkey and this and that. Imagine he like puts your order out there specifically, and he says that
I once had this bitch that ordered. Like, okay,
he goes,
Danny.
the premise of it is to go
You'll see
ahead
Danny in
and
the street and be like, fuck you for not liking my sandwich.
no, like the premise of
No,
like,
I should have. I should have just made it at home if it's
Yeah,
that simple.
honestly.
But whatever.
But like the premise of the commercial would be just to go ahead and then like over exaggerate with the amount of items that come in the sandwiches, and they're like
Yeah.
just roasting.
They're promoting how many items they have by roasting my
Yeah.
3 item, barely even a third item.
Yeah.
Oil is barely an item.
Yeah.
So really, it's
It's a
just
liquid.
bread. Yeah, bread, turkey, and lettuce. I would order spinach if they offered spinach, but they don't. They don't offer spinach at Jersey Mike's.
You can't have any cheese
That's
at
what
all. huh?
Subway has on them.
But I'm iron
Yeah,
deficient.
I can't. I mean, I can have some cheese. Like, you could throw 1 slice of provolone on that.
What
baby.
about if you sprinkle some like Parmesan in there?
I probably could. I probably could. Yeah, I'm okay having dairy as
What
long as
about, like,
I trick my body in digesting it by having a
Dashes
protein with it.
of pepper.
I used to get oregano and salt and pepper, but it's just too messy with the oil. So out of convenience, and I hate feeling things under my nails. Like I always would get the spice under my nails. I purposely don't order it with the spices now, which I'm okay with that. I'm just a sensory. That's the kind of autism I got, y'all.
You know
I don't
what's funny is it makes me think about like what I had actually.
But they should be thankful that my order's so simple.
Yeah, well,
Because it's easier and faster to make. How
easy,
hard is
yeah.
it to slap some more turkey on that baby?
Obviously,
not hard.
it
But it
takes
just goes
too
to show-
long for them because they didn't take any extra time to come
it's
more
the lack of
turkey.
effort that these places, these establishments have. You know,
This new generation.
it's bothering me. But it's funny you talk about
Literally.
like you talk
I think
about
COVID
like,
ruined everyone.
Damn kids and their tablets.
We used to be so much nicer.
but talking about kind of just like putting a little bit of extra little something over on you
Yeah.
know whatever your food item is. But like so today for lunch, Zebra Cakes went ahead and packed me this kind of like buttered pasta, right? And so I had my little buttered pasta over in my like you know Tupperware and stuff. You know, I was excited to go ahead and eat it. And also you know she gave me a little bag of like red chili flakes,
Ooh.
right? So I'm like, oh okay. But what I did was I opened the Ziploc bag and I just poured all of the red chili flakes,
Attaboy.
right?
Attaboy.
And then I went ahead and I closed the Tupperware, started
And you
shaking
just
it up, pasta
Very
together, right?
good.
And then next thing you know, I'm gonna start eating the pasta. Pasta was good. Next thing you know,
Yeah. You're like, hold on a second. Guys, is it hot in here?
and I'm just like, you know, you hit those little patches of corners of,
Yeah.
of pasta that has too
Yeah.
much the chili flakes on
Yeah.
it.
You're at
But
the
you
point
know
where
what?
when you're eating, you're like, which part has
Hey.
the least amount of red in it?
No regrets at all. It was still delicious. And it's funny, I told Zebra Cakes about it. She goes like, baby, I didn't go ahead and pack the chili flakes for you to put the whole thing in it.
Yeah.
She goes,
It wasn't like a,
it
this
was
is for
just-
this serving.
It was just so you can go ahead and start sprinkling some on it.
Yeah,
You know me, I'm like, just open it up.
Yeah.
and
You're like, she made me a
I wanna-
Lunchable. I just have to assemble
I would have
it.
done the same exact shit. I'd have been like, fuck yeah, baggie of spices.
But it was good. It was good. Yeah. Like I said, no regrets.
That's funny. It's like when you open up the seasoning packet for ramen. You're just like, put it all in.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't
You know what's
we
funny?
you
all,
thought you
Jacob?
could like the
Haven't
serving
we
size
all?
for it.
Exactly. But you know what's funny? So about ramen,
Okay.
I need to stop eating ramen.
I saw that you ordered a box of it.
Yeah. Well,
And
the
it
thing is,
shipped in the box. I
Yeah,
was like, there's
so
ramen in our front
for
porch.
like work, we go ahead and we take a break, and then you know we take a lunch. So what I do for my break is I just a little instant ramen, right?
I'm listening. I'm
Boom.
just ordering dinner. Did
no
you already
worries.
eat?
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay.
good.
Did you already eat? Okay.
Good.
So
I'm listening.
I go ahead as like this creature of habit type ritual.
Of course.
have the same snack for break, and that is instant ramen. Mm-hmm. Now
If it ain't broke,
I failed to realize that. Well, I guess failed to realize, but more so just like being like just
put it together.
ignorant, because ignorance is bliss. But I'm just like, this stuff is good. I love it. I'm gonna have it every day. And instant ramen, simple and good. You kind of go ahead and you just flavor that bad boy up how you want. Put in some tapatio, put in some sriracha, whatever you need to do to give it that
It's
extra
very easy
whatever.
to make
right?
like a good meal with ramen.
A little bit of lime.
Yeah, lime. Oh, lime is so good. Unfortunately, we don't have lime over
I need
at
to
work
order
though.
dinner, y'all.
But here's the thing, though,
right
right?
now.
Here's the thing. So
You're like fucking-
much,
I'm like, hold on, guys.
so much fucking sodium. So much sodium,
Dude, I saw a
yeah.
study that was like, let's see the inside of intestines when we eat normal, like when we eat normal
my
noodles versus
God.
when we eat. And
Yes,
you could
Jacob
see,
says the salt is insane.
you could see the intestines trying to digest, and it's like plastic. Like
Yeah.
those noodles just don't digest.
no, they
well.
don't. But here's the thing, though, right?
And you don't chew those
That
either.
is
That's the type of
unfortunately-
noodles that you just swallow.
That was that's my everyday work break, just meal, right? Just that'll be perfect. Boom.
Because it's easy
And,
to make good. It's cheap. It's
But I need to stop because
Ramen's
It
big for a
tastes
reason.
good.
Yeah.
Must
But
be good.
Dad went ahead and literally sent me something. Yesterday, because I did not have ramen for break today.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's crazy. Ramen noodles can actually be, I mean, you know, those instant
That's
ramen.
why I get those
Let me
spicy
clarify,
bulldog
instant
ones.
ramen noodles
So
can
it
be
says
really horrific.
eating instant noodles 2 to 3 times a week. Obviously, I do it more.
Yeah.
Has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes.
Yeah.
So I see that and I'm like, those 3 aren't good.
Yeah. That amount
gonna
of salt. Yeah.
That's a triple threat right there. So,
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop now. But ramen is good. Obviously, enjoy it when in moderation, right? Not every fucking day.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Zebra Cakes.
It's a good
I would
bang for
say
your buck.
Ordering ramen from Amazon instead of getting it from the store down the block is so AJ. Like, just Amazon Prime everything.
It's just easier to just press a button.
yeah.
It is, and
You
the
don't
thing
have to
is,
go
You see,
socialize.
it's like, oh, gonna show up tomorrow? Hell yeah! I'm like, okay. Sometimes it's even same day. Sometimes it's same day.
is clutch.
Yeah. And then Zebra Cake said, my Big Mac chicken is still going to take our bodies out the same way. Honestly, no regrets. That Big Mac chicken is fucking amazing. One of my favorite meals, no doubt. Jacobs, I used to eat a bunch of ramen in my teen years. I'm glad in my adulthood years, I don't eat it anymore. Yeah.
Good.
Shout out to
Do
you.
you
That's
use
called
the
maturing.
full pack of the seasoning?
What I do is, yes.
The answer is yes.
Sometimes,
Tried to save himself.
sometimes
Okay.
they come with packs of like vegetables and stuff. I don't do that because it's not obviously, well, so everything in it is not real, right? But I don't like the taste of cardboard veggies. I can't. If it's real vegetables,
I think the
it-
carrots taste like carrots. I don't like the peas.
yeah, the thing is, I don't know. It's just, it all just,
These are weird.
when you go ahead and you're having the noodles and this stuff, it's almost like a texture thing where I just don't like that kind of weird squeaky bite of a,
Yeah, it like tastes artificial.
yeah.
Plastic
Yeah.
wrapped vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just,
Only in America would we
I
describe.
don't know, the peas, peas.
I like how they both said peas at the same time.
Yeah.
Wrong peas, Jacob.
But again, if it's legitimate
Peas.
vegetables, like fresh veggies and this and that in a nice broth or like soup or whatever, then of course.
like
yeah.
cabbage.
The broth
Yeah.
can really make or break a good.
There's nothing I love more than when mom makes albondigas, right? And
Yeah.
I love the carrots. The carrots, they just, when it soaks up the broth and it's
They're
just,
so soft.
it's just,
They
yeah.
melt.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Melt.
But
I thought, speaking of, I thought mom's most recent abonigas that she made was some of the best she's made in a while.
yeah, it was good.
I thought it was really
It was good. It
freaking
had that nice spice with the serranos
I
kind of
know. I
sitting
thought
in
it
it
was
and
the
stuff.
perfect
Oh my
amount.
gosh.
I was eating it
So
like
good.
watching YouTube. I felt like a gremlin.
So
I
yeah,
was like,
Zebra Cakes.
I literally felt like a gremlin.
Mom and Dad let me go and take some home so that Zebra Cakes can have some. And yeah.
yeah. No, that thing was gone.
Yeah, peas. Ew. Yeah. I don't mind peas. But again, it has to be like,
I like my spicy ramens. I like the
yeah,
bulldogs.
budoks. Yeah, the budoks. Yeah. I actually just watched a video where it's just
Which
different.
ones are
Like,
okay and which ones aren't okay?
no, it was just about trying all the different flavors and stuff. And
I've never
they
tried
have
the
some
pink
kind
one.
of different flavors. They're pretty strange flavors.
Yeah.
But they can have some really spicy fucking ramen, man.
That's the one I fuck with.
That one's crazy.
I get like the black with the X's and all
yeah,
that.
the 2x2x. Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, I like spicy food.
Yeah, ramen's good, but I had to go ahead and cool it with the ramen. Maybe I'll go. Let me ask you guys.
Okay.
You can just prepare it better.
Ramen stream? What?
One ramen a week.
It does very much reduce.
You think
your
that's fine?
chances.
I think you need to spend some time making up for the excess you've
I
had.
say because I have a freaking pack of ramen.
Yeah.
now.
I think for how often you did it, I think one a week is it's doable.
Yeah.
You can wean off.
Yeah.
You can wean off. One a
just
week
choose.
gonna start,
I'll
like-
just
will
choose
help you
what day.
practice to
Yeah.
meal
It's gonna
prep
be like
or
Drake
something.
and Josh when Drake stops eating the sugar and he's like breaks up.
I know.
Yeah.
They're
You're
like,
gonna be like,
dude,
"Give
your
me
body is used
my
to that much.
Ramen.
But we're a very heavy sodium consuming family too.
Mm-hmm.
We love our salt.
They just can't help it, you know. But like for example, like today,
people are boring for the salt. Y'all love the salt.
No, I love salt.
Everyone loves
I
salt.
Everybody loves the salt.
Too much. I love salt too much.
Sodium chloride.
To the point where it's like
crazy, man.
I have people being like, "Oh, sprinkle
I thought
salt
you
in
were
your
gonna say
water
the
because it
video
helps
was
with
about
your
why
headaches."
Spicy ramen is bad
No.
for you. And Zach said
Why are you
he
wishing on my
likes his-
downfall, bro?
So like for example, today to go to substitute from the ramen I usually have at break, I had some Trader Joe's chips and I had some grapes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Very
Still
good.
a lot of sodium in those chips,
Some
but hey,
grapes.
fuck it, whatever, right?
I mean, at least
Grapes are good.
it'll probably digest better than the
Yeah,
The instant noodles.
what's this ramen, yeah. But alrighty, so since Lexi has joined us and
I just finished
we want
ordering.
to find out what we have all been up to.
Love grapes.
Lexi, how was your week?
I've done absolutely nothing.
Beautiful. Oh, nice rot week.
Doubling up. That's
But
two
you know
of
what?
us.
I think the boredom was that piece I was asking for, so I'll take it.
There you go.
I didn't step outside at all for my 3-day weekend. I literally
Damn,
stayed inside. Yeah, because it was rainy and I don't know. It was just gloomy.
We were talking about too, just how chilly it's kind of been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, this
No, I
morning-
was like super layered up at work today.
I wore a compression long sleeve.
Yeah.
I wore a hoodie, my polo, and then a jacket over that.
Well, you're in a cold ass warehouse, right?
It is fucking freezing. It's
Yeah.
just like a giant ice box is what it feels like. Like you'll sit in the office, you'll take one step out the door into the warehouse, you're just like, nah, I need to zip this up.
Dang. Yeah. How early are your hours usually?
I get there at 7.
Damn. Yeah, I get at work around 8 a.m. But the main
Can't
thing
wait
that
to spring
sucks
forward an hour.
is the wind where
Oh,
I'm at
yeah.
because I'm right by the coast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, and I'm always outside. You know,
Yeah.
I have kids being like, Miss Lexi, it's freezing out here. Why do we have to be outside? I'm like, girl, I'm out here for
Yeah.
8 hours. Okay. You're out here for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
We are not the same.
I know. You can handle this cold for a second. I mean, given they're like, you're wearing a jacket, you're so bundled up. I'm like, yeah, I was
'Cause
prepared.
you're outside, literally.
Literally right now, I'm wearing 2 layers of socks. This is what I want to wear.
Thermals,
2
yeah.
layers of socks, my leggings. These are fleece lined, ladies and gentlemen. And then I wore
Jacob says, "Get on my level."
a windbreaker. I know, literally. I wore a windbreaker over this, but I didn't wear this shirt over, but I wore the long sleeve I'm wearing underneath it. And the windbreaker worked beautifully.
Cold-blooded creatures.
You know what I
love
love?
our heat.
I loved
Yeah.
layering up over in France. Over in London. I loved layering up. It was
It's so much more fun to be able to just like
that's one thing I
know.
I like being able to go ahead and layer up. I like being able to
Like
wear
to be
sweaters like
baggy
this
and
then
feel
have like a
comfy.
nice
Like a
kind of
walk-in
like
closet.
cozy.
it feels like I'm
fit
in my
whenever I
PJs.
want.
Like
Yeah.
it's just nice and cozy. I like being able to just wear nice and baggy, cozy,
I just like being
and be comfy.
warm. I just like being warm.
Yeah. Because when it gets too hot, you're like you can only strip off so many layers before it becomes just absolutely like
Yeah, before it's like, dang, I'm a slut. I definitely have moments like that where I'm like, how do I style outfits when it's hot?
Yeah.
Like in SoCal. What do I do?
Crazy.
I don't just want to wear shorts and a tank top. How do
I'm
I make it cute?
I'm sure it gets pretty freaking cold, where Jacob, was at.
Oh,
Jacob's
yeah.
out over in East Coast and all that, and I'm sure it
Chilly.
gets really, really cold. Here we are yapping about how chilly it is, and then
I know.
it's like we got actual, friends of the show that are over in the East Coast
I know.
dealing with.
I'm like, guys, it was
actual
60 degrees
winter
today.
I know.
So cool. It's actually probably 60 degrees in this room right
It's
now,
like-
and I'm still wearing those layers.
It's like 40 on my way to work.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and tell you
around 50.
both about something that I witnessed, and
Are you
I
gonna
was-
incriminate me?
no,
Okay, cool.
but
Oh.
perhaps this could have been potential
May you-
criminal activity. And
Okay.
when I saw this happening,
Allegedly, this
I
is
was-
all.
I was
just
alarmed.
kidding. In
no
Minecraft.
Diddy.
I was alarmed.
This is in
Um,
Minecraft, guys. It's not real.
And so I was heading over to mom and dad's place.
Okay.
Right, this is earlier in the week, and I'm over in the far right lane closest over to the sidewalk, and me and the car in front of me are approaching this bus stop, but we have the green light. Boom, we're supposed to go past this bus stop. But then all of a sudden, the car in front of me stops. Right, hazards on very briefly over at this bus stop, and standing at the bus stop is this young girl in her like maybe early 20s. Right, because she's kind of cold. She's like looking around. She's waiting for the bus. Right, this car stops. Must have gone on to go and ask her something, because she very quickly was like, looked over and she's like, no, like,
you want to ride,
right?
pretty lady?
And
This
then,
is nighttime, like it's dark.
yeah,
Okay.
like if I were to go ahead and kind of generalize the time, let's like late evening, I would say probably around like 6 p.m. or so, so like
Okay.
it's starting to get
Starting
dark.
to get dark.
And so I'm kind of like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, did I just see this happen? Like, thankfully she didn't get in the car. She had, the right frame of mind to, not put herself in that situation. But I'm thinking to myself, like, one of those where you kind of like, what would I have done in that situation?
Yeah, like he definitely does that often.
It was a he, because I looked over the side view mirror, and not to go ahead and
I
kind of
assume,
like,
sorry, but
not
usually
not to
It's an observation.
yeah.
It's a
not
guess.
to go
It was an
ahead and kind of
educated
like
guess.
just like, I don't know if there's the right word, but like to go ahead and kind of generalize
Yeah, generalize. Yeah.
whatever. But he had tattoos all on his neck, and it looked
Dang,
like
and
a
he
cholo.
looked the part. Come on now, dude.
Looked like a
Come on
cholo.
now.
But anyways,
I hate it when people fit the stereotype.
Yeah, but then so I had my phone out. I was like almost prepared to,
Yeah.
if she was gonna get in the car,
Follow him.
to go ahead and take a picture, call like 911, and
This is a
let them know
license
what I
plate.
witnessed
Set
and
out an
stuff.
Amber
You know.
Alert.
And just for the sake of, you never know what the fuck could have happened, like worst case scenario, we all know what that would have been, but like best case is what, she goes out there and she gets dropped off over a destination. Like, as sad as it is to say, it's almost like the Wild Wild West times. Like, how often does that happen when you have a young woman that gets in a car of a stranger that is this young man?
Yeah.
Like, people they don't do just like good deeds like that. It's not like the days where you can go ahead and like, oh, I need to go somewhere, and like, hey, can I hitchhike, whatever. Like, no, like if you're hitchhiking, there's a pretty good percentage that you're gonna get in the car
Something bad's gonna happen.
of somebody who's gonna do something bad, or whoever's hitchhiking is gonna do something bad to you because of your good act or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately, people are, again, not as nice as they used to be. So there's a lot of... And the thing that sucks is that he does that often, and that he's continuing to do it because it's worked before,
yeah,
or he's hoping it'll work one day. Because some people are genuinely that dumb. They're like, for the plot, for the plot.
yeah, it's crazy. People will
Girl,
go
you're
ahead.
stupid.
Yeah. Again,
Cool.
thankfully, she did
we
not,
are.
and was
Emily,
very
you're
quick.
not a crackhead.
Was very quick to go ahead and like very
Picture of the
adamantly like, no. And I'm like, thank goodness, man, because that would have been on my mind.
Yeah.
I would have been
There's
thinking
also
about that.
nervousness to be like, what if I'm so like harshly rude that like
Yeah.
then he pulls out a gun?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that unfortunately I didn't even have the instincts
Pulls out a
to
blaster. Sorry, we're gonna get demonetized.
to go ahead and follow.
We're gonna get monetized.
Like I said, the first thing that came to my mind was like picture and go ahead and call.
That's probably the better route.
Because also too, like, I would be putting myself at risk too.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's
Because that's
what I
also
saw.
a very real thing. I've literally have had a client that's like, dude, like I've changed my addresses multiple times. Because he worked as a he wasn't an attorney, but he basically worked in law that like is related to pretty much incriminating the criminals, like actually like sentencing them and stuff. And he's in charge of some sentencing, and he's told me that he was like, I've had to change addresses. I always keep a gun in the car because I've had people before, and he was like, specifically, I've had this one guy before. Literally, he's trying to track me down to kill me because I sentenced him, like because I called him guilty. And he's like, I have a restraining order. Like I have a client that's like
crazy.
has like told me about this. I'm
That's
like, oh my
wild.
god. And he's like, so now I have to be super careful of everywhere I go and just be really aware because the job that I do, I love it, but it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you want to do the right thing, but there's also a chance of like
You're putting yourself at risk,
it
and you never know what
sucks
can
with the way
happen.
that the system's set up. But yeah, why can't people just like do right things?
Yeah. Like, and it's fortunately, you know, even with like Zebra Cake saying over in chat, you know, like, it's scary shit. You know, like you just never know what the fuck. Like, like I don't know.
Scary. Like that
anybody-
time I was telling you guys on the podcast about that guy following me like 4 miles.
How creepy that is.
That
you
was
know?
terrifying.
Yeah. So yeah, and then so Jacob, this is why you're not a Jaegerist, man. I love it. See, I know you're not a Jaegerist at heart because Jacob says my mind is so innocent. I thought you were gonna say you looked over and seen your grandpa's friend, and you smile and shake your head and keep driving. I love it. You know what?
That's his head canon.
You can pretend to be a Jaegerist all you want, Jacob. I know that
I didn't drop my phone. I dropped my Apple board.
you really do have
That's what it was.
A quafer.
a beautiful soul to you, and I know that genocide isn't on the table.
That late.
It's
Yeah,
okay,
I
man.
agreed. Like you're too like empathetic and too level-headed to be a Jaegerist.
okay,
There's no
man.
way.
Yeah.
Jacob right now is getting ready to go.
know, he's like-
starts
Keyboard is. I can hear the keyboard
He's typing
clacking
it all
from
down.
here.
Oh man, yeah, crazy
And I'm
shit.
so ready for it. I'm ready for whatever paragraph comes out.
Ready. Speaking of ready, damn, you know what? We have a poll question to go ahead and
We do.
talk
I
about.
almost forgot.
We have a poll question to talk about, guys. And it's kind of like actually we talked about it last week. And that would be involving Miss Gabi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked about the, I guess, other reality of Gabi becoming the Armored Titan, and we asked all of you over on Instagram who you would like to essentially be her rival, her main foe, her main nemesis. And we talked about it here on the podcast last week. We talked about certain characters. I know the ones that were kind of brought up would be, and Zach had mentioned, I believe the Jaegers. That would be Mr. Aaron Jaeger, first and foremost. And then I think you also mentioned Zeke.
Yeah.
I know that we had talked about Mikasa.
Yeah.
I know that I think Jacob,
I definitely agreed with Mikasa.
Jacob had brought up Levi. We asked you guys, I believe, those 4 characters. And
Not ready for Levi.
No, I don't think Levi would waste his time.
and also,
Levi would
too,
just kill her.
if any of you in chat have another response, there it is.
Ah.
If you have another potential character, let us know who, and we can go ahead and essentially formulate why that would be Gabi's foe. But nonetheless, Zach, do you want to go ahead and read Jacob's question?
Yeah. It's fictional. I don't have to care, lol. I am a Jaeger. I've always been one. And I will. I'll always tell anyone
Guys, this
that
isn't
likes
real.
AOT my headcanon of how it should have ended. I actually told some random AOT fan on Instagram, and she said, I like how you think.
No, she did not.
He's recruiting.
No, she did not.
Picture did not be.
No, I'm kidding, Jacob. I'm kidding. I love that you're able to go
I
ahead
love how you
and
just
get
left us
those
with the guys
conversations.
fictional.
Guys, they're not real.
Guys, it's not real, so I can wish
Oh, man.
genocide upon this nation.
I know. She has a crush on you.
Don't encourage him.
That's so cool. I love it, man. I love it.
That's how he slides in DMs
yep.
with his headcanon.
AOT headcanon.
But you know what? Valid.
Yeah.
Pretty valid.
Beautiful. Alrighty. So, Lex,
Shall
if you
we
want to, you can go ahead
the
and read
votes?
us again the question that we asked you all. If you want to go ahead and mention the 4 characters in question and let us know the results.
Also, side note, I did accidentally call one of my students whose name is Gabby. I accidentally called her Gobby the other day.
Really?
Yeah, like in front,
man.
like in front of everyone, literally in front of the entire class. Like I was in front of class and she was raising her hand, and I was like, "Oh no!" I got her out doing her game, and I was like, "Oh, love you, but you're out, Gobby." And I was like, and I just kept going. They were like, "Gobby." Gobby, and I was like, anyways, next
like,
one.
My name's not Gobby.
No, she was just like, she doesn't care.
she's
Gabby gets it.
She's
She's
like,
one of those
Miss
kids
Lexi
that's like,
has
she
a
gets it.
nickname for me.
I know. Gobby. But you know what?
Imagine.
I think the kids are going to think that it's mean because
You know what?
they're going to think Gob.
I was going to
And
say,
she's
the
got
kids are like,
braces.
Gobby, Gobby.
Yeah, and she's got braces.
Damn. You just ruined that girl's life, huh?
So I'm really
Gave
hoping
her the worst middle
that
school
I didn't
nickname
just
she could
give
ever
her a
get.
really mean nickname.
Yeah. I was
On
thinking
accident.
here that Gabi's really making an impression on you, and perhaps you're going a little bit too method with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gabi on the brain. You're thinking about Gabi. Next thing you know,
Probably.
It's a devil.
Well, it happened on a Tuesday. That's why, Attack on Titan's always on the mind on Tuesdays.
Yep.
Actually, it was because I was thinking about posting that the episode was up on the story. And I was like, hey, I'll just do it when they go on their run. So I did have Attack on Titan on the mind.
That's
pulled it.
everybody. Wow. Sending your receipts.
All right.
Oh, we'll have to check that out probably after the poll. But we have a poll question.
Yes, and we asked. I typed it, but AJ asked if Gabi inherited the Armored Titan, who would her main rival be? And the options are Levi, Mikasa, Eren, and Zeke.
Okay.
And
Can
I
we
gotta
guess
say,
again?
yeah, you can guess.
What were you gonna say? You had to say
I was
what?
gonna say that 3 of them are tied, and then one of them is
Down.
very much first place.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, first place is Aaron, and
Correct.
the other 3 are ties.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. It's as
Correct.
simple as that.
So
Because that was the first instinct that Zach had when we talked
That it's
about it
gonna
last
be
week,
Aaron.
was just see you were like very adamant, like Aaron.
yeah,
You know?
like she's gonna want to go after head honcho.
You very adamantly followed me with, well, she does shoot his head off.
I
know.
And I was like, see?
Yeah,
And the
I was
thing
like,
is-
well,
That makes the most sense, right? But I like kind of thinking outside the box a little
I
bit.
like the Mikasa.
You know, I just think
yeah,
that like
I think that Mikasa would just be
there's
too
just
much in the
more
way.
more to play with in that story. I feel
Yeah.
like it's so simple with having main protagonist / antagonist go with the main antagonist / protagonist, depending on your perspective of like where you're looking at things. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can go ahead and have those two, kind of go.
Yeah, you can have
go at it.
your classic
But
evil and evil fighting.
let's have, let's put a shield in front of Aaron and let that shield go ahead and be the main, obstacle.
Because when does anyone ever go after Eren and Mikasa doesn't get in the way? Like
Yeah.
Mikasa's not
And
like as
True.
if she's not there. to
I
protect
was
him.
thinking of it too from the mindset of like another Ackerman who obviously is not Eldian and can't transform into, a Titan. Have this strong warrior, air quotes, like of a person going up against a Titan.
Yeah.
Like we already have it with Zeke and Levi. Let's give another Ackerman an incredible foe.
A warrior of Marley versus
Yeah.
a warrior of Parody.
Like, I think that would be really, really cool. And, again, you can go ahead and come up with some really, really cool, like how we get those scenes of Levi, literally just spinning through
flips.
and doing all these
Yeah.
different things to get after, the beast. Like, we can have some cool, iconic moments with Mikasa. And that's what I want to see more of. I want to see more iconic moments of Mikasa. I feel like she, again, is anybody who obviously knows AOT knows that Mikasa is a force to be reckoned with. Let's get some iconic scenes other than just her just constantly saying Eren or constantly just,
Aaron.
Yeah. I would like a little more action.
But do you want to give us a percentage?
Yes. Lowest is last place, 16% tie between Mikasa and Zeke.
Oh, okay. So we have
And
a two-way
then-
tie.
Yeah, and then 20% Levi. So they're all
okay.
very similar. That's why I said basically
Okay.
they're tied.
They're like one.
Because the one that is very much different is at 48%.
Okay, okay.
Like more than twice the amount of the
Got
next
it.
one
Wow.
is Eren.
You all spoke.
And that's crazy because I voted for Mikasa and everything. And still, yeah.
Damn, wow.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Do we have any potential other candidates that we want to go and throw out there?
The horse.
The horse. Yes.
Yep.
The horse.
That's it.
I think
we
Zeke
could've
would
said-
be interesting though. Because
I think Zeke would be
because it would
interesting.
play with like her
Because what does
loyalties.
Zeke refer to her and Falco as?
Miscalculation.
Miscalculations. What happens if that miscalculation does become a huge
Then she's
obstacle?
calculated.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Zeke has to go ahead and deal with. And again, that goes to show like that other layered factor of like Zeke's supposed to be like the main, he's the war chief, right? Like
Yeah.
he's supposed to be the person that you want to go ahead
He's
and,
the guy.
and follow.
He's the guy that you're supposed to be sure.
But also Gabi is so freaking like just like
Bullheaded.
yeah, and with her just admiration for Marley and everything, and that she has this vendetta against Zeke. That'd be really, really interesting for sure.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute
I agree.
cinema.
It would be really good. It's really fun to.
Flock kills Gabi and credits absolute cinema.
Yep.
You know what? I'm cool with that too. I think I'm cool.
I'll take that. That's a great ending.
Yeah, perhaps a little Romeo and Juliet, right? Is that when they both
Oh, they
drink the
like,
poison
yeah.
and they kill themselves
why don't they
together?
both just go ahead and they,
Well,
And
she
credits.
kills him. She kills herself because she thinks that he's dead and she can't live without him.
Yeah, it's true.
So that wouldn't really work. I mean, I guess
She like rips her
No.
own nape off.
I know. Unplugs.
No, yeah, I think that's cinema right there. It's
That's what we need on the soundboard, AJ. We need the windows shutting down.
I want to throw out a character that I
The
think
arrow
would
and the
be.
don't.
I know.
I think it would be very, very interesting, considering the dynamic of these two characters. What if?
Armin.
No, but somebody kind of
Connie,
similar.
John. Sasha.
No.
She's dead. She lost.
But what if somehow Falco has to be the person to put a stop to Gabi?
Then it could be Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, but
Really could.
I want to go from the same perspective where it's like you still have in our storyline here that we are essentially creating the armored Gabi, and I still want
A jaw falco.
that Jaw Falco.
Yeah.
And then they have to go ahead and somehow boom.
And then he eats her. And then now we have a flying armored.
Oh, yeah, Flobby.
I wanted to go ahead. I want to
Flobby's
somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna
Yeah.
get to it though.
Armored jaw type.
But I want a Falco kind of like Van Helsing
Baldy.
scene where he's just like mid transformation, like
Falco.
transforms. Into,
Yeah. And he's like, yeah.
no. Oh, he has like Gabi in his
If
arm.
y'all know that scene from Van Helsing, you get it.
Yeah.
It's exactly how he sounds in that scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like watched that movie so many times and
It's
replayed that
ingrained.
scene. It's just
It's a
ingrained
good movie.
now.
Honestly, it's a good movie.
That's like the movie that and like Ghost Rider. We watched a lot of that growing up.
Nicolas Cage one.
Yes.
Yeah, the Nick Cage, the first one.
That also has a really good screaming scene when he's like the circular view, like the camera's going around him, and he's like, "Gah!" It's ripping his skin
Yeah.
off. I shouldn't have been watching that at that age, but you know what?
Definitely altered development.
Character
for a lot of
development.
us.
I'm sorry, Jacob. Doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. You can't put Flock's face over Levi's badass moments.
No.
Interesting. Well,
Keep
I just
his
thought it'd be.
too
damn
tall.
nasty hairstyle away from him.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be kind of
Levi with
a
Flock.
very interesting story plot with Falco loving Gabi, but also Falco having to be the one to essentially stop Gabi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be poetic.
Yeah. Don't know how the story would completely go.
for you to run.
I'm on Aaron's side now. I helped him with his letter.
That's true.
I delivered the message that got all
But
these
thank
people
you
killed.
to all of you who voted
Yes.
on the.
Speaking of
interactions and support.
did you read Kirkland's message?
No, I
Costco
haven't.
Allen?
Yeah.
Time for me to read it.
My favorite brand of Allen.
Shout out to Kirkland Allen.
Hold on.
We appreciate you. We're
Hey, well,
still
just
waiting
so
for you.
happened to open Insta right after you guys posted the poll question. So he didn't mean to stall the thunder. Oh, that's so funny.
Sorry, lads.
I think it's funnier that it's like a delayed response because now I have like post yap clarity, and I'm sorry, Kirkland. And I will continue to be sorry. But I don't think I think I got first vote this poll this time around.
Over here racing.
I don't think
And
he
you
did
voted
this time.
for
I voted for Mikasa.
Mikasa.
This week she
I
was
thought
like,
it'd be more interesting. I know.
typing all fast.
Now I've like think about the speed now because before I just like okay it's posted let me
Start
check it
your
on my
timer.
account. I know, but
Zach,
I was
you,
like dang that's crazy loyalty. Kirkland Allen.
Your vote goes to Aaron?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do like the
Your
Mikasa
vote?
pick. That would have been my second.
Mikasa.
Yeah, Mikasa.
But I think that you can go ahead and come up with very compelling story plots for any of those four characters. I mean, yeah. It makes sense why Gabi would go ahead and be in the way. I mean, she's in the way a lot. You know, and again, you can go ahead and come up with other characters potentially. I mean, shit, you can go ahead and throw in freaking Niccolo and just be like, Niccolo just can't live with the freaking Sasha guilt.
Yeah.
And then somehow he, I don't know,
So much more.
he cooks up some poison. I don't know.
Some poison.
It's the wine all over again.
Oh my. Yeah, he puts wine in it. That's what he does. He puts the wine.
Wine.
Yeah. Speaking
Laying
of
off the
wine,
lid.
we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna see some wine over in this episode. And it's funny. It's funny to go ahead and see certain things where you're like, that's gonna be important later on.
I know. It's funny because I haven't rewatched all of the first part of season 4. Like, this is my second time actually watching it.
Me too.
And now that I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my God. Like, so much more things make sense to me now. I was just, like we mentioned before, I was just so excited about, like, what's next? Oh my God, Attack on Titan, what's next? And,
Fever Dream for season 4.
yeah, the first watch is definitely, like, going back and being like, I mean, we're going to get to it, but I'm Mr. Yeager. I was like,
Yeah.
why did you not put together
Air
that was
quotes.
his dad, his grandpa?
Dr. Yeager.
Yeah, I know. I'm a psychiatrist here.
I remember the first time.
Flash forward.
You're like,
Sorry, I didn't mean to leave him out of my sight.
Bullshit.
I think we watched that episode together because I remember us being like, who the fuck is this old man?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is he here?
But I mean, I guess technically he was a doctor. I mean, that's why
he
Grisha
was.
ended up becoming a doctor. You know, he even kind of says as much in his conversation with Mr. Kruger. But yeah, I'm excited for us to go ahead and get in that conversation when we go ahead and bring the characters to life because
I'm excited for you to
Zach
voice
is going to be
act that.
voicing Dr. Yeager.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Work.
Damn right I am, little missy.
I'm excited. Yeah, like I said, thank you for everybody that voted
Snappers.
in the poll question.
Yeah, keep an eye out on.
Get off my lawn.
For those of you who don't know, please keep an eye out on the story on Attack the Talk podcast.
Yep.
On Instagram, we
That is
post on our
exactly
story,
right.
and that's the main way that we communicate with you guys.
Yep.
Thank you so
Hit
much
that
for all
bell.
your loyalty.
Hit that bell.
That
You know you
is
want to do it.
100% right.
It takes like 10
Thank
seconds out of your
you.
day. You get the notification, you hit the button, you hit the poll.
But in all realness, we really do love hearing from you guys. It's like my favorite part of this whole thing is
Yeah.
like talking with
Seeing
you
how-
guys.
How your brains are different.
Yeah, I love to hear how you guys, because isn't that beautiful that something so well written we can really hypothesize in so many different ways of different.
Oh, yeah.
We can interpret things
Yeah.
in ways.
Yeah.
All the little, we basically have a Attack the Talk,
Banger song.
Attack the Talkiverse. Pretty much is what we have. We have
Yeah.
like an AOT Attack the Talk
We like-
universe
we have, like,
going.
MCU, AOT, dimensional.
We're gonna need to
There's-
like hire someone to animate all of our ideas.
Yeah, literally, like we have 100% at least one season's worth of
Yes.
like hypothetical what if
yeah.
episodes.
No,
We have
the-
a whole OAD seasons.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we got at least 15 episodes. At least.
Yeah.
The Ymir
it's
decision
pretty-
alone has a whole season of
It's-
episodes.
it's-
We have so many different ways.
pretty
to hit
interesting.
that.
AOT what ifs.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
it's pretty interesting.
We're gonna have to hire someone to animate all those. We got them all thought out.
Can we just be storyboarders?
I know.
Let's just be.
Without writing, we have to say it.
Let's just find some really cool animators. Okay, hey, help us out here, chat. Find some really cool animators. Pitch some ideas to them. We storyboard. You animate.
Yeah.
We make a fuck ton of money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then maybe we get a show out of it, like Hell of a Boss, or like
Yeah.
what's the other one? I think that is the one, Hell of a Boss. You know what that is? No, there's the other one. What's it called? Has Been Hotel.
Yeah, Has Been Hotel. That's a
Yeah.
real one. And
There's something else.
Team-
Goes then you get sued.
Team, I know. Team Alpha Betas.
Well, it
That's
doesn't
a
have to be
YouTuber
OT.
show that has like, what's the name of the voice actor that voices Rick and Morty?
Oh yeah.
That dude. But anyways, they had him.
Jeez.
He's a voice actor on
Justin
there.
Roiland.
Yeah, Justin Roiland.
Yeah.
That's his name. On a YouTuber.
Now that you
show.
now that you
Probably
know
why
the
they
type
had
of
him.
person that he really is, a fucking
Yeah.
creepy dude. Yeah.
I mean, if he was able to voice Rick, he went too method with it.
Oh, I'm sure he went off the deep end with that one.
Yep.
You have to be to come up with something like that.
But yeah, I think storyboarding would be perfect for our podcast.
We found our.
If we have
Attack the
any,
Talk
as long as we have
sequel.
King Isayama's permission
Yeah.
to
We could even-
discuss
we could
his,
just do,
his
like-
beautiful work.
random stuff. It doesn't even have to be AOT.
That's true. We have a whole anime that I still have the 2 episodes and the whole babackground information that I
Guess what?
wrote about it. Yeah.
We got storyboarders. We just need animators, and we got voice actors.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that like if we really did push towards that, like just like how with this podcast, like, I feel like we can come up with some really, really like good shit.
Of course.
Like, it'd be crazy.
We could.
Again,
But because the money isn't instant and this country runs on money,
yeah.
it's hard to
Well,
do passions.
It runs on money, runs on connections and stuff, you know, and all that. And
True.
Your network is your net worth. Too bad it's hard to network and make sure it's all decent human beings.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough too.
Love the contradiction that is LA.
Guys, can you tell that that January has been not good to us?
It's been a fucking month. Hey, I went snowboarding though.
Hey, that's true.
I checked off a bucket list item. There we go.
there you go.
Now I'm gonna go back.
My food is here.
Also, it sounded like Zach said I jerked off a bucket list.
Yeah, I heard that too. Clip it. I heard it too.
Clip
I
it.
just wasn't gonna say anything. I was like, that's
Don't do it. I tried to slip past it. I was chewing my gum.
Jacob goes, I heard that.
God damn it.
It's all
Hey,
good,
killer
man.
song.
Sometimes you just gotta jerk off bucket
Can we
lists.
listen to Tote Musica?
Tote Musica.
Yeah, same movie. This movie had a killer soundtrack. I don't care if it was like an anime musical. I don't care. It was a good movie. W Mans. Thank you for W Mansing me jerking off the bucket list.
Jacob goes, I heard that. I was like, what the fuck? But
I didn't know where you're going with that. You're like, hey, I jerked off. I was like, what?
I meant to say
know.
check.
It was a good January. I jerked off. I literally what I thought you were going. I was like, okay,
you're like,
good for you then, man. I guess. Guess I'm happy for you.
Like, it's Valentine's Day's coming up, you know?
Me and
I
Jill,
recently-
baby. Me and Jill.
Oh, I have another.
You and Captain America.
Oh my God. Me
about
and
saying,
Anthony
hey,
Mackie.
Just go ahead and watch Captain America: Brave New World. Trust me.
Want to hear a funny
awesome.
story about one of the kids hitting their head?
Yeah.
Sure.
So they're learning dodgeball on Tuesday. Same day I accidentally said gobby. It was a really weird day. There's this part of the playground that has a ditch right where there's these like two like chicken bars that you like. There's bars there that you can like play chicken on, like you go across or like tricep, whatever. And there's a ditch under it because obviously kids like walk through it. So it's where we kept all the dodgeballs. The kids were learning dodgeball. So instead of just like having all the kids collect all the dodgeballs and put them in all the bags, we just tell them, okay, if you have it, like, you know, when class is done, if you have a dodgeball, just put it in the ditch. It'll stay there, you know, through the wind and everything. So which is underneath the bars. When the next class came around, we were like, okay, you know, we choose the kids that are best behaved to be like, hey, you can go get a ball, you go get a ball, you go get a ball. This one kid went to go get a ball, and when he came up, he hit his head directly on the bar.
Oh.
And then he went to move. Obviously, there's two bars there. He went to move and like quickly get up another way. He hit his head in the second bar.
Oh.
Ding,
But he hit the first one here and the second one here.
Damn.
And then
He's following in your footsteps.
and
What a
I didn't
great
see it
teacher.
happen.
He's about to show up to school next day looking like fucking Stewie. Or
No, yeah, I didn't see it happen, but I had one of the students came up to me and was like, Miss Lexi, so and so hit his head really hard in the bar, and I look over at him and he's like walking up to me like this, and I was like, are you okay? And he's like laughing about it, and he tells me what happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, well. He's still holding on to the dodgeball too, though. Like he really wants to play. It's their favorite game, and this is like one of the first times they've gotten to play it, gotten to actually play dodgeball. And he's still holding on to the dodgeball, and I'm like, dude, as someone who has head injuries, you got to go see the nurse. Like I got to send you.
Guess what?
I know.
Give me the dodgeball.
I know. I was like, so I
Go to
really
the
got to
nurse.
send you. And I literally had to like slowly like take the dodgeball out of his hand. Like you could tell he didn't want to let it go, but he wasn't
Yeah.
going to like take it from me. He was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And then he went, I see him 2 minutes later. He comes back to me. I was like, what happened? He was like, the nurse went home. I was like, what?
Wow.
And I was like, well, go ask for an ice pack. They still have ice packs at least. And
Picture that freaking kid just like, doom, and the next thing you know, it's like, you know, the cartoon.
yeah, he's got,
We're just like freaking.
literally
Like a
what I.
Looney Tunes hit.
And I had kids coming up to me too, being like, Miss Lexi, he hit his head really hard. I saw the whole thing. And I was like, crap, man. But he seemed fine. He seemed totally okay. But I was like,
he's a kid. He's got that soft head.
yeah, he's a kid. He's got a fresh, you know, he's got a fresh brain. It's due for a couple bumps.
Yeah, you know.
So I saw him again after lunch.
Just like you.
I saw him walking through the halls after lunch. I know. And I was like, hey bud, like how you feeling? How's your head feeling? He was like, and I was like, yeah. Yeah, I know. Drink some water, please be careful, get some rest, you know. I mean, he's a kid, he doesn't have that many strenuous things to do. Hopefully, he could just go home and like
play Marvel Rivals.
Hopefully he didn't go home and play Marvel Rivals. That would fry his brain. Sometimes when I'm playing Fortnite with my friends, Luca especially is like, dang, do you think like we're playing with some of your PE kids right now? I was like, fuck, we probably are. I probably just got killed and third partied by one of my fifth graders.
Oh, he just got bagged by one of your students.
Seriously. No, he's emoting on me. But yeah, I saw a kid hit his head pretty hard.
Gritty on me, no.
And
got the best Fortnite victory royale.
Even just imagining it, I could feel it. Ugh.
Yeah. Hit that double freaking doink.
Sounded like a gong.
Ding, ding.
I know. Sounded like the start of a boxing match.
How long was the delay to the second one?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
I didn't hear it either. I was on the other side of the blacktop. I know.
Zerias goes, only 8 lives left.
That's one life, kid. You only got 8 of those left.
Shit, Sonny. What'd you get?
Funny.
I got Tams.
Oh, Tams.
Oh, I got extra seasoned fries too. If you want any.
Cool.
Super.
Do I have lines soon? Oh, I'm narrating.
You are narrating.
Okay. Well,
This one's
I
pretty.
narrate all of it?
Yeah. Fuck. You are the narrator today.
We got a lot of self-talking. We both have some conversations with ourselves today.
The Lex. Yep. We are going to be talking to ourselves.
We're both a little schizo today.
Yep.
They're all named after Renaissance artists, and their dad's a big rat.
Okay, how about, I'm gonna.
Do you want me to do a recap?
Sure.
Last week, again, part 2 of our episode breakdown discussion of episode 4. The episode essentially started with this plan parody.
They're gonna say Planned Parenthood.
And no, as a matter of fact, they had the almighty.
What it is, it really is.
Pretty
It's
much.
Zeke's Planned
They are
Parenthood.
planning
Essentially,
Holy
shit.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Zeke
Huh?
That's
and Aaron
Planned
Yeager are the founders of
Wow,
Planned
AJ, you're just so
Parenthood.
creative. You came up with that on your own.
Wow,
That's crazy.
here I am, just like doink,
AJ's a
doink.
genius, dude.
He said,
No, what I was gonna say though was that the Vice Chief Braun, Mr. Reina himself, he is essentially talking to the brass about where to dock ships, and he's like, "Well, if we go ahead and dock over in the north, you know, then we won't be seen. But if we go ahead and dock to the south, we'll be able to land more of our fleet there." So, and the guy's like, well, the brass member's like, so then we'll go to the south. No.
whatever Rhino says, he's like, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And
Genuinely.
No.
we
if
might be
do
spotted
that,
from the south. Let's go to the north. Okay.
but we won't
cool,
have
let's go
enough
north.
soldiers to.
There's nowhere to dock. So I'm just trying to give you
Yeah.
information, sir. Fucking Eldians.
Yeah, I know. Literally, I was gonna say, he's like, this is why I don't let Eldians speak.
fucking mongrel.
Inconveniences.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, Ryan's like, well, I figure I'd just lay out all the information there. Sorry.
If there's a
and stuff,
live action AOT, they need to like be ruthless on the Eldian hate. Like they
I
need to
think,
be
yeah,
like,
you got to get the point across.
you gotta be like, yeah, you stupid, smooth brain Neanderthals. Get it together.
Well, the brasses appreciate it.
That's basically what they're doing in this dinner upcoming.
We will get to that,
coming up.
yeah, huh?
Exactly.
And they're like, ew. The help or what is it? Marlians? Eldians?
Eldians.
Yeah, Eldians. He's like, you literally have to listen to Eldians. Ugh.
As they're like, we're gonna talk about it in the episode.
I know, we're gonna talk about
We're
it,
gonna talk
don't
about it in the episode.
Just so excited, guys. I just need to finish my freaking burger.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Guys, look at distraction.
Let me take like 2 more bites. I'll narrate the full thing and then I'll just demolish it when we're
We're just kind of analyzing stuff.
Taking bites between lines.
But also, as far as recap
Talent.
goes,
That's talent.
they're really struggling with this plan. Obviously, this is a plan that even Mr. Commander of the Marleyan forces, Theo Magath, doesn't really want to do. We're going to find out more about that kind of conversation with Mr. Tybur. But the plan's trying to be essentially, I should say, the details are being kind of ironed out right now. And it's funny because in this meeting room, we also have the other warriors that are there with the actual War Chief Zeke. We have his successor in Colt. We have Porco and Peak. They're all there. But they're all just kind of just like, not really offering a whole lot. As a matter of fact, even Porco's kind of like, yep, this plan seems to be coming right along. He goes, oh man, the brass, they're all so intelligent. I am really excited to hear what they come up with. So obviously I say this, ironically, but they mutually really like each other, you know? It's like, no, the brass hates the Eldians and the Eldians like, fuck the brass and stuff, right?
It's just like managers and employees.
Yeah. So
typical workspace.
Like you hate each other, but you got to work together, so no one brings it up.
Yeah, exactly. And then Peak brings the attention to the 4 Titan warriors in training, and she kind of essentially says like yeah, it's funny, like almost like entrusting the hopes of Marley in the hands of these 4 children and stuff,
Yeah.
And then somehow they notice something a little different about what's happening here, and that is that Gabi's actually losing. She actually loses over in a specific training.
Every angle.
Because you're laying down.
And yeah, Falco was able to go ahead and beat Gabi in a race. Obviously, this is a big thing because of how Udo and Zofia celebrate. It's almost like some humble pie to Gabi, because we know that they're probably sick and tired of hearing Gabi just gloat about everything that she does and all this and stuff,
I'm so cool.
Also, again, Lexi's been doing an amazing job of voicing Gabi. I have to say, I know that you're like,
unfortunately,
I hate it. I know,
uncanny.
Really good job.
Unfortunately, I'm good at that annoying voice.
But
that's how I feel about all the wild characters.
Falco's his work is paying off. We're gonna go ahead and even
grinding,
get a little bit more of that with this conversation with of course Mr. Kruger. In the episode we're gonna go ahead and talk about today, but this is an accomplishment that as they go ahead and kind of carry on the 4 children and walk through the town of Marley, and they hit essentially this kind of like marketplace that we see how respected they are because of this woman who essentially works in this market, giving the 4 children bags of bread. And they go and they tell them the news and stuff, and then of course there is this us man who's like, hey, whatever,
young lady, you're a hero to us all.
I don't even want to know what behavior that dude gets up to, just judging by the woman.
There's not good stuff, but nonetheless, I mean, this is something that
you're doing the me.
When
you're making fun of Gabi.
But another thing too, it's even the guards too, they go ahead and they inform the guards too, and the guard is even like, oh wow, you kind of like, very sarcastically is like, oh yeah, what do you beat her at grades? And they're like, no, like actually in a race, and like, oh wow,
100 meter dash, cool. Baby, let's go.
Just a foot race.
New Marley Olympic champ.
Another very interesting thing that we come to find out is that it seems that a lot of people are in the know about Falco's true feelings towards Gabi.
Yeah, everyone a motherfucker wears that heart in his sleeve.
Except for Gabi.
I mean, Falco doesn't have to be secretive about it. I'm sure he can be very public about it, because the only person who doesn't need to know is too dumb to realize it.
Yeah, she literally is so full of herself.
Denser than a brick.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why the horse didn't bite through her skull.
So literally when Gabi is so sick and tired of like Udo and Zofia, giving this admiration to Falco, and she goes out there and she essentially is like I want you both to go ahead and knock it off and stuff, and like telling Falco you already have a family member who's going to become an honorary Marleyan, you know, and Falco's older brother, Colt.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, why are you trying so hard to beat me?
We
Please.
understand how important that title is, right?
Yeah.
And again, we're going to learn more about that in this episode to come when we go ahead and we talk about it. But that's an important thing, and that's something that, you know, Gabi wants to keep in her family. You know? Like Miss, obviously, Vice Chief Braun, you know, and we have Gabi Braun, like she wants to go ahead and carry on that for her
kind of
family
legacy.
so that they can go ahead and live a life where they don't have to worry about
Racism.
you know,
Yeah.
essentially, yeah.
I'd rather not be
As
imprisoned for
just to point
my
it,
blood.
you know,
Yeah.
point, you know, blank and bluntly, yeah. But Gabi, I mean, she's just being so stubborn, and Falco has to finally just address it, right? Put it out there in the air, saying,
Probably not.
I'm
the first
trying
time.
to essentially, I'm trying to do
doing
this for you.
Sorry, I keep talking about
And then, you know, again, to go to show that, you know, this is something that, like, people are essentially aware of. Like, we have Zofia and Udo in the background are kind of like, oh shit, like he said it, and then, you know, the guard's
the
even
guard
like,
himself.
he's like,
The guard's
"Whoa."
literally like,
he's like,
No.
he actually said it.
Yeah, the guard himself was like, whoa. Which is why I said, I was like, I think that Sophia and Udo weren't surprised because they hear it so often.
Yeah.
And that's why the guy was like, oh, he really said it. And meanwhile, like,
Yeah.
who was it? Sophia was like face palming so hard.
she was like, here we go again.
I know.
Is she gonna get it this time?
Yeah. What is
that even mean? I know.
Yeah, it's weird. But
Thank you. Appreciate
anyways,
you.
Gabi does not get the message, you know, through to her freaking dense head.
Nothing's getting through that dense ass skull. Not even the bullet she decapitated Aaron with.
So then she doesn't understand it. Everybody else is kind of like, oh my gosh, she just can't. She just won't understand, right? But nonetheless, Falco has his, you know, determinations. He's really focused on trying to protect Gabi. Let's see what else we got going on. There is the festival that's being built. They're building
That's
the
coming up.
stage. They're, you know, pretty amazed at what's to come. A conversation between the four children, and Udo again being, I should say, having an understanding of what goes on over in the world, right? Coming from a foreign internment zone,
Yeah.
and being essentially, you know, taken in and you know, having to go ahead and make do for his family and make his family proud by trying to become a warrior. More on that, of course, over in the episode to come. But damn, like, you know, they understand all these like essentially important people, like world leaders, potentially are going to go ahead and be a part of this festival. And you know, Gabi's very much like, we get to show them how amazing Marley is. And then, you know, Udo's kind of like, are you serious? Like,
They fucking hate us.
yeah, you know, like they don't want
like
anything to do
us.
with us. And then
They hate us.
so, anyways,
She takes it as like a chance to be like, let's prove him wrong.
Yeah.
And we see how she tries to do it coming up.
yeah. And so again, Gabi, she
That would've impressed
is
me.
very, very stubborn.
Like, okay.
She is very forceful
about
with
that?
I
her.
wasn't done with that drink.
She's forceful with her messages, and yeah. What else more is there to say?
She really is a devil.
Yeah, perfect. But that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this episode because one thing that Gabi notices off in the distance while she's literally choking both Udo and Zofia, it's she sees Commander Magah and Mr. Willy Tybur over by the stage.
La 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 la.
Let's go see what we got here. Perhaps some AOT music.
Ooh.
Okay. So again, guys, this is season 4, episode 4. This is From One Hand to Another. This is part 3 of our episode breakdown discussion. And Lexi will be narrator today. And whenever Lexi is ready, we will go ahead and jump into the episode.
Okay. I have my little setup.
Ooh.
Okay. We continue the episode as Willy, Tybur, and Theo McGoth continue pleasantries by the festival stage. Commander McGoth discreetly hands Willy a notebook, as Willy can be seen reading the newspaper. Willy puts the newspaper to the side as he asks him,
Is such a large-scale demolition necessary?
Without making eye contact, McGoth answers.
Much of the structure has decayed beyond repair.
The notebook that Commander McGoth handed over, Willy hands it to one of his personal guards. Willy Tybur now says to the commander of the Marleyan forces,
Allow me to congratulate you. The army is now yours, General.
and a very stoic McGoth responds.
No, sir. It belongs to the nation, and Marley is a nation commanded by none other than you, Lord Tybur.
And Willy Tybur chuckles to himself.
This nation isn't mine, though. It belongs to the people, Marleyan and Eldian. Now that I have the wheel, I can see why no one's tried to turn it before.
Willy looks down to examine his hands. It's too... Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I was
You're all
taking your
good.
line. I just
You're all
really
good.
wanted to have a line. Sorry.
She's wanted to jump in there.
Go ahead.
It's too heavy. I want nothing more than to let it go. But the time has come when I must not. It just happened to me, my sheer chance. I happen to be the man that fate turned to.
Theo McGoth stands to his feet.
The house was on the verge of collapse, but a few of its pillars remain usable. And according to them, the house is already infested with rats.
And we get a transition as we focus on the festival stage. Mr. Kruger's voice can be heard.
Nicely done, Falco.
We're now at Mr. Kruger's usual location as Falco and he sit on the same bench as before. And Falco responds to him enthusiastically.
It's thanks to what you said, Mr. Kruger.
But Falco comes back to reality.
Honestly, I doubt I'll catch up to Gabi, no matter how hard I push myself. But even so, I'm gonna keep moving forward.
Mr. Kruger listens to Falco's words.
I see. I would still say that I'm in your debt, though. Thank you for delivering those letters for me. You've been a big help.
Falco accepts the kind words.
Oh, sure.
And Falco notices something beside Mr. Kruger.
That glove. Did your family send it to you?
Kruger responds.
They thought it would make hospital life less boring. It's hard to do much in this shape. But
Mr. Kruger looks up to the sky.
I need to move forward too. After the festival, I'm going back to my hometown.
Falco acknowledges.
Glad to hear it.
Falco notices something else. Someone approaching.
A doctor's coming. Well, I should head out.
Falco takes off running as the doctor approaches Mr. Kruger. The doctor asks Mr. Kruger.
Would you mind if I sit next to you?
Kruger looks up at the doctor.
Sure. Why not?
The doctor takes a seat on the bench beside Mr. Kruger.
Thanks. I appreciate it. My name's Jaeger. I'm an internment zone physician. I like to come out here and drink tea from time to time.
Mr. Kruger politely responds.
Good to meet you. I'm Kruger.
Dr. Jaeger exchanges the same sentiment.
Good to meet you, too. I saw you speaking with a boy just now. Is he a friend?
Kruger simply answers.
Guess so.
Dr. Jaeger continues.
I wonder if he could have been my friend. After all, I too sit here, looking for someone to talk to. Before the Eldian Restorationalists were caught, that boy's uncle was a leading member. Marley sends captured restorationists straight to paradise, frequently with their families in tow, in order to protect their loved ones. The boy and his brother said they wanted to become warriors, and now his brother has been chosen to inherit the Beast Titan, which means the Grice family is finally safe again.
Mr. Kruger is confused and asks.
Hold on. Why tell me all this?
Dr. Jaeger looks Mr. Kruger sternly in the eyes.
So that you'll stop asking that young man to run errands for you. The Grice family's efforts will have been for nothing if people begin to suspect him of something illicit. And if your heart and mind are truly healthy, and you should go back to your family now. The people you love won't always be waiting. If you take them for granted, you will be left with regret.
A nurse peeking from inside the hospital points out their conversation to a doctor. Kruger acknowledges Dr. Yeager's words.
Will I see. You have regrets about your own family?
Dr. Yeager becomes unsettled, almost panicked.
I'm filled with them. Even now, I was so hard on my son, so insistent that he become a doctor. That's why he took his sister outside the walls.
Dr. Yeager begins to tremble as he recalls that nightmarish day.
That's why she...
Dr. Yeager becomes overwhelmed with guilt and emotion as he panics and gasps for air.
It's all my fault. It's all my fault.
Dr. Yeager begins sobbing and then lets out a blood-curdling scream. Another doctor interrupts. Oh, that's me. Mm-hmm. Mr. Yeager! Please don't go outside unsupervised. The actual doctor apologizes to Mr. Kruger. Sorry about this. I only looked away for a moment. Come along, Mr. Yeager. Everything will be all right. Mr. Yeager sobs uncontrollably as his doctor walks back into the hospital. Mr. Kruger watches for a moment, but then he looks down, holding on to a baseball.
Well, shit.
Dude, you summoned Kyron with your scream.
What the hell you
Kyron. I did it.
You summoned him with your scream.
What's up, Kyron? Welcome
Great
back.
timing, bro.
And,
Great timing.
We hope that you're
Hello,
doing well,
Kyron.
man. Yeah. Very, very
You
cool.
just heard an old man lose
But I
his
agree.
shit.
Very good job.
Yeah, honestly,
That's
this
a tough scene.
Thank you.
this scene is so fucking crazy.
I know. See, like I said, it felt like a fever dream the first time we watched it. It didn't even register like what this scene is. Like I don't think I
I feel like
watched
that
it.
scene sets the tone.
Oh, yeah.
For a lot of the
Oh, yeah.
the season overall.
Like that.
So
scene,
much like mind manipulative.
going through it this time, I was like, oh shit, he's a patient.
Yeah.
He's a fucking
The
patient.
thing is, though, it's
And I-
first time right watching, we don't understand
That's
really who this
Grisha,
is.
and that's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like you realize he's a patient because he's lost his mind because his grandson is making him remember all the terrible things he did in
Exactly.
his
Yeah.
life.
So-
24/7, and you see it flashing before his
Yeah.
eyes, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh!
And you know Aaron already knows all this. Like no wonder Aaron is acting so bored and so like
It's because he's
he's like, dude, I already know
tormenting
who
his
that boy
grandfather
is.
on a daily basis.
I already
Yeah.
know who you are. I already know your whole story. I
Yeah.
know why you're
Rip-
tormented.
we know.
And
So-
I don't want to hear, oh, I've already gone through every way that this goes, and I don't want to hear you explain to me again.
Exactly. So to go ahead and kind of just clear cut, paint the picture to people who don't know, Mr. Kruger, obviously we know that this is Aaron. He's having a conversation with his grandpa. And Aaron knows this story, like Lexi had just said, because when Aaron, towards the end of season 3, was locked up, he was having these strange memories, visions. He was seeing things from the perspective of his dad, and
That's how we got the name, Mr. Kruger.
then he was
To
going
use that
on
name.
exactly. So
All that vision of
what
Aaron
happens
Kruger.
is as we go ahead and we talk towards the end of season 3, we hear about Grisha's story and his kind of like childhood and what happened to him over in Marley. We find out that, you know, this terrible story about his younger sister.
Yeah,
Obviously, this is, you know, Grisha's father that right now is overwhelmed with the guilt to the point where it's driven him mad. And it's funny because, like Zach said, we go from, oh, Mr. Kruger, who obviously Aaron is portraying to be this injured soldier who is not right of health or mind. And then, you know, here comes Dr. Yeager, right? Dr. Yeager goes and sits down beside. He does.
He probably
look
once
the
was
part.
a doctor.
He
Or
was.
He was a
He
doctor.
was
He
once
was
a
a
doctor.
physician.
Yeah, we know that he. That's how Grisha was able to go ahead and become a doctor because they learned from his father. Which is why even, you know, Dr. Yeager here, patient Yeager, goes on to talk about how he literally has guilt because of instilling certain views onto his son, right? He talks about things that we've learned in season 3 with the restorationists. He goes on to talk about this specific family member that was very oddly and strange, to find out that he was only referred to as Grice because his last name was Grice, which is the same as Colt and Falco. So we're getting information here, right?
Yeah.
So again, to go ahead and read to you again and again.
Like some more perspective
Great job,
on how
Zach.
others
Thank
think.
you.
Great job. Can you get the applause for Zach? Great job, Zach. Again, we try to do the best we can to bring the characters to life through this podcast in the ways that we remember them in the anime. And yeah, it's very, very strange. And like Lexi had mentioned, Aaron, Mr. Kruger, knows damn well what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
And so let me go ahead and find it here. Dr. Yeager goes on to say that he's filled with regrets. I was so hard on my son, so insistent that he become a doctor. Obviously, this is Grisha that we were talking about.
Yeah.
That's why he took his sister, Faye, like Lexi reminded us, outside the walls. And to the point where, like Zach had mentioned, we get flashes. You're watching the episode. There's
see the
literally a
dogs.
quick flash of the dogs, right?
Yeah.
And he begins now trembling. He begins to go ahead and recall that day, and he starts panicking. He starts now with the overwhelming guilt. Starts saying, "It's my fault. It's all my fault," and he starts screaming.
Valid.
And Mr.
Valid
Kruger,
response, honestly.
Mr. Kruger is just sitting there,
Nonchalant,
calm as can be. And all that.
He's like, I made it so.
It's funny through this conversation, and great job again on narrating, Lex. But as Lexi narrates to us about the actual doctors that are in the hospital, noticing the conversation between these two patients, seeing one of them starting to go like absolutely, like
ballistic,
having another kind of mental episode.
I didn't notice the nurse being like the first time. Like I didn't notice that the first time. at all.
Yeah. So
Her being like, he's outside.
yeah. So again, this is Aaron's grandpa having a breakdown, just struggling with his past.
And they're all fucked up.
Do you guys remember at that time when we were focusing over on that episode of season 3 where we were like, dude, what a coward, because he was just like, as far as the Marleyan officers, they were like, you know what, you should go ahead and raise your children better and stuff, and teach them not to go outside of the internment zones or whatever and all that, and then he was just like, you're so right, I'm so sorry. Like he was just conceding, he was just like accepting everything just so that there'd be no more kind of punishments, consequences, whatever it is to his family. But we know that he has been struggling with that moment for so long, trying to put on that fake face of just like moving forward, which we know that is a common theme in AOT, but this specific Jaeger is struggling.
Yeah.
Big time.
and it's his grandson's fault.
Yeah. But I do want to talk,
but also his grandson.
I do want to talk here about what Dr. Jaeger went on to say before he did lose his mind, but when talking about Falco. Now, Dr. Jaeger is aware of what this boy essentially is striving to become, and what the significance of becoming one of those warriors really is. And we have gone on to talk about it over in recent episodes, I believe even as recent as last week, but you are inheriting a Titan, and you're essentially inheriting this for your family, so your family become honorary Marleyan, so that then the
incredible responsibility
Become a
and
weapon
burden,
to your
may I add.
yeah. And you're doing this for your family because your family is no longer being suppressed by the real racism that happens to these Eldians, right?
Oh, and you only get it for 13 years.
Yeah.
It's back to the.
And then you're back to oppression.
I do think it's very, very funny how how the doctor goes on to go ahead and segue into that little boy that Mr. Kruger is talking
You
about.
made a friend?
Yeah.
Stop it.
But it's funny though because
No more friends.
I want a friend.
he goes, I wonder if he could have been my friend.
I know.
I know, and he looks like I wonder if it could have been mine.
No.
As if that wasn't the first sign that, oh, maybe this guy isn't a doctor.
No, hold on a second. What?
But then he goes on to say, like,
I do
look,
come out here to drink tea.
yeah,
I love
drink tea and looking for someone to talk to. And he says, now this is where we get the essential word vomit of information.
The downfall.
He goes, before the Eldian restorationists were caught, that boy, referring to Falco, his uncle was a leading member. A member we learned is the one that actually recruited Grisha,
Yes.
which is Grice. Said Marley sends captured restorationists straight to paradise. Interesting that he uses that word paradise over in the anime. Obviously, you know, there's parody. You take away the E in paradise. That's how you go ahead and pronounce parody. But right here, he's like, you're taking them to paradise. Now,
He says, oh yeah, he says it in English.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do we know, like, just thinking about it,
And usually the dub, especially when it's
He is a
this high
senile old
end.
man.
but are they fully aware what really happens over?
Oh, fuck no.
There's no way.
There's no way they tell them.
Uh-huh,
There's
so-
the only people who know are brass.
Yeah. And so there's no way that they actually go ahead and are aware of the Titans that essentially we know are actually humans. The Titans that roam over the freaking outside of the walls over in Parody are essentially, you know, Eldians from Marley that, have committed some sort of crime or treason or whatever it is. It's really, really strange to go
Or
ahead
just,
and
looked at someone.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't even take much. You know, they're just
They're
like, you
like-
know what, send him over to paradise.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Go
Literally.
home.
They probably go
You
ahead
sneezed
and
wrong.
They
Come
probably,
here.
kick, that Eldian's ass and stuff, and all that.
You didn't hold the door open for me.
Yeah.
Death.
And, so,
You didn't
but,
kiss my shoes when I walked in.
so again, Dr. Yeager talking about how, these captured restorationists are sent to paradise with their families in order to, and he says, in order to protect their loved ones, that boy, Falco, and his brother, Colt, they said they wanted to become warriors. So again, these children, and I emphasize that word, children, are trained to become warriors for their family, right? And this Dr. Yeager continues in saying that his brother has been chosen to inherit the Beast Titan. We're familiar with that. That's Colt. He goes, that means the Grice family has been they are safe again, right? So we know that Grice, the one who recruited Grisha, he essentially, what's the word I'm thinking of, to his family's name? Like he
Soiled his family name.
yeah, I mean, they
Tarnished it.
yeah. So obviously Colt worked hard, as is Falco, in trying to go ahead and, save the family name again. But then this is where we get the warning. As Aaron, I should say Mr. Kruger asks, like, why are you telling me all this? He goes, I'm telling you this so that you'll stop having that young man run errands for you. Right? He says, the Grice family effort has been for nothing if people begin to suspect him of something illicit, and if your heart and mind truly are healthy, you should go back home. You should go back to your family, because the people that you love won't always be waiting. If you take them for granted, you'll be left with regret. Now, this is speaking from a man who has tremendous regret.
Yeah, he knows a regret or two.
And that is the word I was thinking of.
Dishonor.
Dishonor, yeah. But
Yes.
Zach came up with great synonyms as well.
Thank you, Kyron.
Kruger cannot talk to
Great
Falco.
encyclopedia.
Falco knows as much because as soon as Falco sees the doctor, he's like, "Oh, gotta go."
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
And
That old man tried to talk to me last week. I'm not dealing with that
I
again.
know. It's like, that dude's crazy.
we've seen Falco even, keep
Crazy.
whatever the message, whatever it is, whatever he talks about with Mr.
Locked in
Kruger,
my room.
he keeps it
Very
you know,
hush-hush.
as quiet as can be. When he ran into Rhina, and Rhina's like, "Where are you going? What's that letter? What are you?" And then he's like, "Oh, nothing. Just or maybe he didn't even see the letter. I think he just like, "Oh,
Yeah, he
I
was like,
forgot
"Where you off
something.
to?"
I got to go and pick it up."
Gotta go back. Gotta
Yeah.
Go grab my
So, like,
my
Falco
cell phone.
understands I can get in a lot of trouble, but I'm just too nice of a guy.
He's just too nice. But
Can't say no.
yeah, I mean, it just goes to show again what it doesn't take much to go ahead and to dishonor your family. It doesn't take much in the eyes of the Marleyans.
Yep.
We've talked about you being Eldian is already enough for Marleyans,
Did you look at
whatever
me?
status. And we're gonna go ahead and see that again in the next little moment of the episode that we cover. But it's just again to illustrate really that separation of just like, I guess, status of Marlians to Eldians. We gone on to go and talk about the history, right? That, you know, Marlians, we found out that they can't become Titans, right? That's
Only Eldians can.
that looked upon as having like, you know, something wrong in your DNA. And you know, it's just a very, very strange thing. But they're looked upon as monsters and whatnot. And obviously Marley, they're trying to use, you know, them for their benefit. So that's kind of what happened there. Obviously, Dr. Yeager lost his mind when Eren went ahead and addressed, you know, his own family. The mention of the word regret and your family. That's kind of like the trigger. And that's when he's like, oh, shit. And this is why, of course, Mr. Kruger knew the buttons to push because he had seen it, like we went ahead and we talked about. So let's talk about...
Tybur Magath.
Yes. Let's try to go ahead and get a really understanding as far as what's actually happened here. Because...
one thing I wanted to point out, I have two things I wanted to point out. One was at the very end, Magath is like, it's infested with rats. I was like, oh, the fucking irony.
Yeah.
Like,
What do we see when he says that?
It pans up to the building that Eren comes out of.
Yeah. So essentially, we almost go from frame level to like beneath the stage.
Yeah, it takes us to a pan up the stage to the roof of the building.
Yeah. Again, we talked about Mr. Magath is essentially, he's like boots on the ground, pretty aware as far as what's happening. He's very insightful, right? He doesn't come from a mindset of like being very like irrational.
He's very observant.
Yes, he has actual.
He's not very reactive.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a feel for that last week when he met Willy. Like,
Yeah.
we know he knows how to play the mental chess game. Like he's got it down.
Yes.
We can tell he's talked to the brass, you know, once or twice. you
Yeah.
know? He understands.
But yeah, he brings up the rats, and I was like, the irony. Like, by rats, is he saying rats as in we've had people, now that Eren has used Falco to contact our fellow Eldians and Jaegers and Ackermans, is he talking about rats as in like we've had some intruders enter the borders? Because now we're thinking, because
That's true.
that night is the night that Armin drops the bomb. So it's not happened yet. But I think there's people they've probably set up within the city. I know there are people closer to Eren, more like inland.
Yeah.
So maybe he's either talking about that or he's like just dead ass talking about a rat infestation.
It just begs the question, really.
How much do they know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
That line is obviously placed there to make us wonder that.
How much does Magath know? And
Like, does he know that there are intruders on his
in his under
territory?
his feet, like under
Yeah.
his feet, literally.
Yeah.
which could be, you know, part of the reason why he doesn't want to go ahead and leave Marley and go over to Paradise, Parody, because he understands that there's a chance that they're closer than we even anticipate.
Yeah.
Right? We need to be here so that, you know.
If we leave, they can't just take
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's had like an inkling because Magath is a very perceptive guy. Very perceptive.
Yeah.
You know, maybe there's
Very spiritually woke in the sense.
a different tide in the water, you know?
Yeah.
The wind's blowing south instead of east.
I know.
We know that he always has his ears open. He's always
There's a colossal
around.
titan over yonder.
Which is why even
He
it's funny
keeps
too.
his feet on his ground or on the ground.
And
Hasn't he?
the
But it's funny though because there's even that scene, right, when we are essentially first having conversations with the meetings between the brass, Magath, and the warriors involved in this and that, right? When Zeke and Colt are having their own conversation, kind of over in like the upper deck level, where there's like a linen of like laundry is like drying out, and then Magath just comes in out of nowhere. He's just like, you know, like I need a full report. I need to know even all the hair on your ass or whatever and stuff.
I
You know,
know.
like he
down
obviously
to every hair.
he obviously is listening. He's always listening. You know,
This dude
So,
does not rest.
No.
No, he does not.
But
That's why he sounds and looks like that. He's probably actually 30.
Yeah.
And he's just like
oh my gosh,
war torn.
right. But anyway, so again, Mr. Tybur and Theo Magath, they have already had their conversation over in the Tybur family's kind of like their, I guess, studies or their, you know, where they end up or whatever the fuck, their hotel. I don't know.
Yeah,
Their freaking
I don't know.
high-end freaking hotel.
Wherever they're lodging.
Yeah, right there with a beautiful view of the statue of Helos and that
Yeah.
Titan or whatever, right? But
Oh,
anyway,
they're going to get a great view later that night.
oh yeah. But
No.
their conversation again, they're trying to go ahead and keep it secretive because they're not making eye contact. they're essentially sitting down, but they're like one's looking forward, one's looking, the other way, and
they're back to back.
Basically. Yeah, Tybur has himself a newspaper. Mr. McGoth kind of like just very discreetly goes out there and places a notebook down and kind of pushes it behind him over on the bench so that Mr. Tybur can go ahead and get a hold on that. I wonder, because I don't know, because we talked about it already plenty of times in this episode, that we're trying to, again, essentially rewatch these episodes and understand more about, all the information involved. Like,
honestly, season 4 is kind of a blur for me.
So do we have an idea as far as what's all in that journal? Is it just all planning and stuff? Is it just what... Is this?
You're going to be eaten by Aaron tonight.
Yeah. Don't get up on that stage.
It's the death note and it just has Tybur
eaten.
It's his death note. The moment he touches it, he sees Ryuk.
I was wondering why there was a floating apple there.
What a crossover. That would have been crazy.
What's funny too is that it's like a, if I remember correctly, it's a black notebook face down. And
Yeah.
It's the death
It's
note.
probably just like classified information, because we do know that he ends the conversation with, "This nation is now yours, Lord Tybur."
I do want to get into the words, and so
Maybe on the notebook is his concerns for people being on the island or in territory, or
The rats.
yeah, the
It
rats
could
that
be
he was
tied.
talking about.
Yeah.
But
I mean, who
but
knows?
doesn't want to talk about it out loud because he's like, I don't know how close they
We
are.
don't know if
Yeah.
anyone's nearby listening.
I heard they have Ackermans.
We're fucking scared.
Yeah, we're terrified, dude. I'm not prepared for this. Here, Willy.
so
Now
the
that we're
first
partners.
the first initial conversation is essentially kind of like, again, that kind of chess
That back and
banter,
forth,
right?
yeah.
Where Willy's kind of
Feeling
reading the
each other
paper.
out, very cautious.
He sets the paper down. He's like, man, is such large scale demolition necessary? Almost like showing, again, we've seen the papers before where Marley likes to go ahead and talk about, the nations that they've gone on to go ahead and claim territories and stuff like that, And I'm sure that they don't
Probably
hold back.
brag about how industrial they are.
I'm sure they don't hold back over on, the practice that it takes to take such, territory, right?
Yeah.
To instill fear, and also because we know that part of the conversation as well is that, the other territories are working on weaponry and whatever it takes to go ahead and compete and fight against Titans, whereas Marley, they're relying on the same old tactics,
Yeah.
But needless to say that this is just kind of, again, just back and forth banter, because upon Willy saying that, McGoth is just like, yeah, much of the structure is decayed beyond repair. Don't know necessarily what the whole kind of meaning behind all that is.
I think, I don't know, it sounds like the building doesn't look bad. Like the building looks like all the other buildings.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, what does he mean it's all decaying? Like, I don't understand. Or is it like that wooden structure supposed to be where the building once was?
It could just maybe be him
it's
alluding to the different kind of like cracks in the wall, the different, like, I think, again, I mean,
You could literally be talking in all subliminal messages right now.
Yeah, and we have no fucking clue.
Yeah, and we would have no idea.
yeah, until later on.
And that's
all of a
something
sudden,
Isayama would do.
Yeah.
He'd be
Yeah.
like, if you don't
I mean,
get it, you don't get it.
He's done it to us already like 4 fucking
I
times.
know, he's already done it to
He
us.
made Aaron's head steam in season 1 and we didn't even fucking realize
know.
it.
Kyron even saying that it just could be a metaphor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Could have been a
And
metaphor.
I'm sure it is a metaphor, but what is it a metaphor exactly for? Is it for the potential rats that, again, is the metaphor, for who knows what?
that, hey, things are rocking, things are rocky, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
There are cracks in the walls, AKA they're listening,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Essentially, it's be
Hold on, Zach's
prepared.
dying.
Oh, shit.
But
Thank you.
it could be just be, again, just like,
A ghost just started attacking him.
we understand that
Choked on my spit.
Mr. Tybur wants to go ahead and be the example of this modern day Helos, right?
I think that's one thing it could be a metaphor for too. That's what I was gonna say when I gasped and almost killed myself with spit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
He has something
Aaron,
to
that's
say.
Aaron's way of just like,
I don't know.
He's like,
You
shut
shouldn't
up,
know
don't
the
talk.
getting
truth.
too close.
I know.
It's Isayama being like, he's right, don't go.
I know. It's supposed to be subliminal.
The book and the decayed structure could be a reference to their previous conversation about how they want to rebuild Marley in a sense.
Yeah.
So it's like they could
another
just be
great
talking about
point.
the nation in itself
Yeah.
rather than a building.
Yeah,
Yes.
because that could tie into, again, Magath wanting to essentially strengthen their forces and knowing that other areas are advancing
Yeah.
They need to advance too. Again, metaphor for something. But as far as that specific notebook, Mr. Tybur hands it over to his personal guard. The personal guard essentially goes and takes off, and then we get the congratulations from Mr. Tybur as he congratulates Commander Magath, saying, "Congratulations, the army is now yours, General." And Magath says, "No, sir, it belongs to the nation."
And Tybur.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah. But anyways, Mr. Magath says that the Marley is a nation commanded by none other than you, Lord Tybur. And very quickly before I continue on, this is part of the conversation too that they originally had, where it seemed like as they were kind of playing chess and like gauging whether I can trust you or not. Willy Tybur, he pretty much said as much to Magath in that conversation, like, I want you to go ahead and essentially lead, this army or whatever.
Yeah. Like, I want you to be there beside me.
Yeah. So, is Magath, it seems like he's being very humble. He's not overcommitting, right? He's not promising anything, he's not overselling anything. He's not going out there and speaking on his accolades. He's not pulling a gobby and,
He's a pretty smart
puffing
man.
her chest out and just being like, this is what I've done and this is what I can do. Like, no, he's, being very humble again and saying, like, sir, this nation is commanded by you. And again, Tybur, having that back and forth, saying this nation isn't mine, though it belongs to the people, Marley and Eldian. We know that's not necessarily true. And he goes, now that I have the wheel, I can see why. And this is where we get that change. He goes, once you have the power and you have the responsibilities, he's like, wow, I can see why no one's tried to turn it before.
Yeah.
He goes, it's too heavy, as Zach and Lexi said.
Yes.
Okay. He goes,
It is too heavy.
It is too
I just really agreed. Just really wanted to emphasize that.
He says, I want nothing more than to let this power go, but the time has come when I must not. It just happened to me by sheer chance. I happened to be the man that fate turned to. I just happened to be the man. You just happened to be the one that Aaron chose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Aaron's
just
like,
happened to be the man.
Aaron's like, who's gonna go ahead and be the one to instill more fear into people? Like, who would I have to eat to go ahead and?
Who's like a fan favorite.
Yeah.
No, this Willy Tybur dude who wants
Yeah.
to change the world.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
I know.
No.
Yeah, and so
Be like Keanu Reeves or something.
The way he wipes his sweat, tough.
but it's funny that Mr. Tybur, how he goes out there and kind of changes a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, he looks like he's goddamn crazier than Aaron's grandpa in the last scene. Heavy is the hand or the head that wears the crown. That's like the vibe I got from him. He
Yeah.
was just like,
whoa, okay.
he was like, I'm gonna change the world
Yeah.
with the command of this one hand.
Yeah. Well,
At least he thinks.
Well,
something's gonna change.
Damn fucking
He
right.
ain't gonna be around to see it. But
and Aaron's got a baseball to prove it.
Damn right he does.
And then again, Magath with final words in this specific moment. House was on the verge of collapse, but a few of its pillars remain usable. And according to them, the house is already infested with rats. So, reading that and thinking about it again with potential metaphors. In other words, it could mean like there are few people or maybe few whatever that we can trust.
On the council, court, government, whatever. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
Like those are the pillars.
A few of the brass that will stand.
Yeah, and he says, according to them, though, that these pillars that are usable, according to them, they're already infested with rats. Now,
Yeah. So
thinking about what we know in the story, Magath isn't wrong.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we talked about it. The war chief, Zeke himself, the person that leads, out over in the battlefield, the person where it's like, if you need a plan Z, you go to Zeke, right? Zeke will go ahead and show up. He'll go ahead and fix everything.
Plan Zeke.
He's Beast Titan.
Yep.
But in this conversation, he's one of those rats.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
think
very,
they're
very
talking
strange.
about all the warriors they have currently.
Yeah, we've got a few pillars, but
Yeah, according to them, there's already some shady shit happening.
yeah, I think
Some of them are
Magoth
getting on to their
definitely-
12th, 13th year, and they're
Yeah.
ready to fucking go out with a bang.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
ready.
They
I
don't
think
like us that
Magoth
much.
definitely knows more than he leads on.
Yeah.
Definitely knows more than. These are some men
He's
that
like-
keep their
he's-
cards close to
he-
their chest, and they got some stuff to lose. They got some
Yeah.
info to that's valuable.
He's like Marley and Irwin to me
Yeah,
in
I
terms
agree.
of like his play style.
Yeah, I agree. Again,
Yeah.
cards close to chest. He's not as much of a gambler, but
Yeah. He's not a risk taker. He's more of like
he's
straight
very
and narrow
level-headed,
kinda
and he's
guy.
very like, he's not reactive at all, which is very good. He takes things,
He's not
understands
like
them,
a-
and then plans.
Captain Kitts.
Yeah, yeah. He's not reactive.
That's a little throwback.
Literally.
Cannonball.
Dang.
All right, and then last thing, just to go ahead and cover again, the initial part of Falco and Kruger's conversation before the doctor went ahead and interrupted all that. Falco again is taking Kruger's words, and Falco is working hard to go ahead and try to take that Titan, inherit that Titan, be the successor to Mr. Braun, and save Gabi. And it was kind of nice to even hear Kruger, because we at this point Aaron has been so just melancholy, and so just
Yeah.
very, very mysterious,
responses.
and but
Oh boy.
to hear him go like, nicely done, Falco, like it was a very
Yeah.
almost like proud moment, like all right, man,
Dang, killing you actually
that's-
might hurt.
Positive reinforcement, man.
so fucked up.
No,
like,
killing you actually might make me feel something this time.
but yeah, I mean, he
That's
sees
literally
something.
what Aaron. I feel like that's how Aaron is.
Yeah.
Like, I like this version of you that I built.
He
It's
clearly
gonna
sees
suck
something
off you.
He's he sees something in Falco. He also understands too. Falco is like
He's
just
gonna be a
good kid.
13-year-old boy.
I know. He's going to be a 13-year-old boy.
So
Speaking of, I have a crazy story.
it was
about
cool to go ahead and see like a little like a proud
that.
Aaron
I sent it
moment.
to you.
And then the last part of that conversation is, well, obviously Falco delivered the letters, and Falco notices the glove. Now that glove, right? Despite Mr. Kruger saying that my family said it'll make the hospital life less boring, and he is right. He did receive that glove from a family member,
He did.
and
He's technically not lying.
he's not lying there. And then he lays out saying that I need to move forward too. And after the festival, I'm going back home.
oh God.
Right? And
Again,
Triumphant.
not a lie.
he's not lying.
Not a lie.
And then that specific part of that episode
Did go
ends
back
with
after the festival.
Aaron.
Yeah, he did.
He watches the doctor go ahead and essentially, just bring Mr. Yeager back into the hospital.
Yeah.
Mr. Kruger looks down. Aaron looks down, and he's holding onto a baseball. And then in that episode,
his grandkids planned this prank on Grandpa together.
Yeah.
yeah,
that's what it
exactly.
was.
No kidding at all with that. I mean, it's kind of funny because we talked about that conversation that at some point took place, and one of the time frame of early on and Aaron being there in Marley. We know that the conversation took place, right?
Yes.
And
That handshake has already been done.
Yep.
AKA, we can't touch. Here's a ball.
it's just like even that moment where, and we're going to cover it eventually down the line, but when Zeke goes out there and tosses the ball, this baseball to Aaron just looks at it as it hits the ground,
Yeah. He didn't even catch it.
No.
Just
He
like,
didn't even try.
It's
Okay.
it's something where it's like,
I want your
man,
cooties. I got to go past the 3-second rule first. I don't want your cooties.
yeah. So
Where did he get the glove from? I don't remember there being a.
I'm sure from Zeke. I mean, it had to have been from
Yeah, he
Zeke.
probably was just like, well, here, since I don't have the ball here, I don't need
He's
the
like, I
glove
can't play
anymore.
catch anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think a little part of him was like, can we play catch together? No? Okay,
I
just
feel
take
like,
the glove.
I feel like
Just take
he
the glove.
wanted to ask, and he was just like, never mind.
Yeah, he's like, I got an angsty little brother. Hold on, I can't play with him.
He's still in his emo phase.
Yeah.
he still listens to Fall Out Boy every day.
Yeah, everyone's got a little sibling that just sometimes you get into that emo phase. Everyone goes into their emo phase, and you're like, nah, I can't just ask him to play catch anymore.
yeah.
Maybe later
But
in the paths.
that's what happened, and there's a lot of layers to that whole episode there. A lot of
That
foreshadowing
scene
moments
alone.
and then we're gonna go ahead and continue. We have one other little part of this episode we want to go ahead and cover before we get to a close. And whenever Lexi's ready, we'll go ahead and we'll jump into it.
We continue the episode as we can hear a crowd of guests all chattering amongst themselves. We're inside a fancy hall where we see these guests all dressed up in dapper and elegant attire, preparing to volunteer their services for the evening. We see Udo, Falco, and Zofia staring at the guests nervously. A nervous Udo says,
This is crazy.
Falco, noticing the status of these guests, mentions to the group.
I've seen these people in the papers.
Gabi joins the group and decides to take lead. Enough idle chit-chat. We're gonna serve these people so well that their heads spin. Look, they're starting to leave dirty dishes. Get them! The four all sprint to the dirty dishes around the hall tables, and they replenish their guests' glasses with wine. We see this example as Gabi races to the wine cellar. Falco, drink! Falco hands... That's funny. Falco hands Gabi another bottle of wine. As the four warrior trainees race to fulfill their duties, one of the guests stops his conversation to observe.
Look, they're letting some filthy blood carrying our plates.
Another guest responds while holding his nose.
Ugh. No wonder the food here reeks.
Udo overhears the remarks and becomes irritated. So irritated, in fact, that he accidentally spills wine on a guest. Udo panics as he's frozen in place, staring up at the guest. Udo tells the guests,
I'm terribly sorry, ma'am.
The woman brings Udo in close and discreetly tells him, shh, don't make a scene of it. A confused Udo responds.
But the wine, it stained your outfit.
The head waiter approaches the woman.
My lady, is everything all right?
The woman quickly grabs the wine glass from Udo's hand and responds, This is quite embarrassing, but I spilled wine on my kimono and was just asking this boy for assistance. Thank you, young man. The head waiter responds,
I'm so sorry to hear that. Please, come right this way.
Udo asks the woman.
Why would you?
The woman again discreetly tells Udo, There's no telling what they've done to you. Hold on, let me try that again. The woman again discreetly tells Udo, There's no telling what they would have done to you if I'd been honest, right? The woman leaves and Falco rushes to Udo.
Are you okay?
A relieved Udo answers.
Yeah, she saved me, even though she knew that I'm an Eldian.
Gabi joins Falco and Udo to tell them, I think I know why. That woman's probably an Easterner from Hizuru. To be continued.
An Easterner from Hizuru. Okay.
It's Japanese.
Another new character. Interesting. Again, very, very short moment here that happens in this episode. It's going to illustrate, again, kind of that status of Marleyan and Eldian. We see here that the four Titan warriors who are essentially trying to train to become Titan warriors.
The nation's heroes.
They are volunteering their time, essentially catering to...
In a full fucking sprint, I might add.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Gabi wasn't like, do you know who I am?
Yeah, I know.
Do you guys know who I am?
But it's like
I
she
just
even
saved
told
the nation.
She knows how to play the part for politics.
She's like, you're gonna smile, and then it's kind of
Yeah.
like we're gonna go ahead and show
Smile,
everybody
we're
that.
gonna- you can't be right.
Shape as a needle or
Yeah.
whatever.
Zofia, stop being so emo.
We literally don't even hear from Zofia. And
I know. She's
I know,
like,
she doesn't
"Bruh."
get a single line. She's just working.
She's like, I just want to be an honorary Marleyan. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I got to do. I'll refill some wine.
Speaking of the wine, I know you caught it. How funny is that line where
That's
she
the-
literally is asking
Falco,
for wine?
drink.
Falco, drink.
Well,
And it's
he,
just-
he did a little.
He does later on.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He does.
That's why we even talked about it too, where it's like, it's funny where we go ahead and we're covering the story and we come across these quotes, and it's kind of ironic because of
The
how they're going
parallels.
to play into, something that happens later on over in the story.
When I was watching it today, I was like, it was them, so I was like, it's not me. So I was like, whatever. And all I hear is Falco, drink. I was like, no!
Yeah.
Put it down.
Don't listen
Put it
to
down,
her.
Falco.
Don't
Put it
listen
down.
to her. And of course, they're talking about wine as
Talk
well.
about wine.
I was like, don't do it!
Yeah.
Please!
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that I didn't go back, and I'm kind of glad that I have such bad memory and I don't really remember a whole lot of details of season 4, because now I can relive these really cool parallels and like foreshadowing moments.
Yeah, we could do it live as we're covering them over in the podcast.
Yeah.
Drinking problem.
He's got a drinking problem. The sober dude.
I want to talk about, again, the hatred for Eldians as these two guests.
Recurring theme this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them says,
So dehumanizing.
one of them says they're letting some filthy blood carrying our plates. Like, that's such an out of pocket, like,
I know.
thing to say. And
know,
again,
it's like,
yeah,
ew.
Zach did such a good job of that
I
other
know.
person. He literally was like over dramatic with the
Well, that's
as he went,
genuinely
like,
how they feel, though.
Yeah.
he was like holding his nose and everything too.
You should have went with a.
I know, literally. Yeah,
That's
literally.
why the food sucks.
Yeah.
No wonder it tastes like feet. Don't ask me how I know what that tastes like.
Udo went ahead. He hears and he becomes, obviously irritated. He spills wine over on the gas, and this is where it's different. Now,
She's
He's
a
like
beautiful
looking
woman.
over and like walks into her and like,
if Udo spills wine over on one of those Marlians,
Oh, he's dead.
he's so lucky that it was her.
now he dishonors his family, right?
Yeah.
And it
No more
sucks.
warrior rights for you.
He's probably dead.
It sucks
Yeah.
because think
Well,
about
he's going to be, but
just a little one day too early.
I know.
One day sooner.
But the thing that
Just
sucks
depends
is
on
that
how he wanted to go out,
think about all of the hard work that he put in to try to go ahead and bring honor to his family.
Yeah.
All it takes is just for a quick little, oh shit, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're dead.
And then he'd be like, oh my God, you Eldian, you. And then next, he's
I feel like
banished.
it's instant, like, bitch slapped, pimp
Can you
slapped.
imagine, like, anytime, think about all the times you've made a mistake in public. One of those times you could have, like, if you were living as an Eldian in Marley and you had one of those mistakes we all commonly have,
We all
Yeah.
have bad days.
you're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead. I cannot imagine the anxiety that these warriors live with.
yeah.
Like, just constantly being like, I must be perfect. I must be perfect. Best behavior. Must be perfect.
That's how we build people like Gabi.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he spilled the wine on the right person because this
did.
very, very kind and
She's an Easterner. We're going to hear more about why she did what she did.
this understanding woman, this Easterner, yes, from Hizuru. She goes on to say, like, don't make a scene of it. Everything's okay. He goes, look, just be quiet, right? And then she plays along. She's like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I spilled wine on myself. Oh my gosh. And this young boy was trying to help me. Thank you so much. And it was like,
Yeah.
huh? He's just
I
like,
know.
wait, what's
Dude,
going on?
go with it.
It was
Like-
like, ha!
I know. He goes,
What?
well, no,
But it'll stain.
I
But lady, I
spilled
just
it on
spilled
you.
it. I just
Yeah.
spilled this wine on
Yeah.
He's the equivalent of like the teacher. You forgot to collect the homework.
Oh my
That's what he would have done to himself.
you. Fuck you, no. Shut up about
And
the
like,
homework.
actually, I'm the one that did it. I did it.
Yeah.
I spilt it on her.
But I mean, she goes on to go ahead and explain it to him. Like, look, dude, there's no telling what they would have done to you if I was honest.
You can
okay?
tell that she gets it because she probably
Yeah.
sees how aggressive they are, like how how down their throats.
She already
they are.
heard that motherfucker go, ugh,
Oh, brother!
I'm
This
sure-
this guy stinks.
I'm sure that as she's having conversations too with just different people, she's coming to realize that, oh my God, these people
Yeah,
are
that
so
they're like,
unbearable.
these
I'm sure they're all
these
making
dirty
remarks.
bloods. Oh,
They're like, look at these little rats
know.
scurrying around.
Yeah.
these dirty bloods around. Oh, I wish we could have met somewhere else with less filth.
These are the type of people that are like, they're like, watch this. They go ahead and they spill their wine, and they go ahead and they just drop it over on there, and they're just like, oh, and then they watch the freaking kids clean up their mess, and they're just like, that's right. He goes,
Yeah, they enjoy they enjoy feeling above.
Sadistic
Like humans.
fucking freaks.
Yeah. But you know what? That's all we got for you. No, we're gonna find out more about this woman. And
That's why we're doing so many parts. This
Peasants.
episode has a lot in it.
Yeah, it is pretty jam packed.
I watched it to its full ending today, And like as I kept watching, I was like, oh my god, like there's no way we're covering all of this today. Like we're not going to be able to.
Yeah, no, we got a good chunk left.
Because there's still like normally it's like, you know, credits, outro. Instead, we get the outro song during more scenes.
Yeah.
During more plot, we're learning.
We
more
literally have like a
foreshadowing.
third of the episode left.
Yeah.
And
then the credits is like
season
this
4.
tiny little. Normally, you know, you get an outro,
Yeah.
credits. No, there's no outro for this one. The outro is more plot. That's why it's taking us so long to finish this episode. Because I know you all are so excited for that. I know you're all so excited for it.
We
But
were so hyped watching that
Gotta
shit.
set it up.
We were like, there's no credits.
Yeah.
It's still going.
yeah, totally. We're like, this is long. Yay.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it was more gobby and stuff.
Whatever. Content's content.
But whatever. I like the way this episode ends. You guys will find out more about that next week.
Peasants.
Exactly.
Exactly, Kyron. Peasants.
But
Less than human.
that's what we got. And I want to say thank you for everybody that stuck along with us over in the live stream that we have here on Twitch.
Yes, thank
And for
you.
anybody that's listening and they're still listening as the episode has been published,
Kyron.
thank you.
Kirkland.
Thank you all so much.
Costco brand.
You guys are
power.
very, very cool, very, very incredible.
E.
and
Winston.
I'm just filled with absolute honor to go ahead and just be, you know, the host of this incredible podcast. And it's incredible because of the incredible support that we receive. We're pretty awesome too, if I do say so.
We're
you know,
pretty
myself.
freaking cool.
And,
We're okay.
But again,
So
you know,
humble.
we want to go ahead and do right by you guys by actually bringing these episodes to life. And I hope we do that. I hope we did a good job. And I know that you guys did a good job. Yeah,
It's fun.
it is fun.
I like pretending to have an aneurysm as an old man.
Yeah, screaming.
Ah!
But you know what? Valid
seriously.
reaction.
Yep.
I would react that way too if I was that hard on my son and it caused my only daughter to die.
If that was
Imagine.
my first time meeting my grandson. I'd react that way too.
Yeah. If I met my grandson and he was missing a leg and he was as emo as Aaron.
Can you imagine if Kruger name dropped Faye?
Yeah. If he was like,
nah.
if you ever, like, it's my daughter.
If that's the word, if that's the word that sets him off, I would have loved to see that. Be like, that reminds me of a story of someone I know named Faye. And then he's like, gets really, how do you know that?
Yeah.
Dr. Yeager, no, please leave Dr. Please.
He would've left
He doesn't
him.
even have to like do that. He could literally just be like, so the dogs here are brutal, huh? Yeah. Aren't the dogs here so cute, Doctor?
And he's
Dr.
just like,
Yeager?
Bark.
Dr. Yeager is just like,
The dogs.
what do you mean?
Dogs?
And then all Aaron has to do is just look at him dead in the eye and just goes, Faye.
Yeah. That's it.
That would have been so cool.
He didn't
Just
even
the
have
eyes,
to
the
make
green
him go
eye.
insane. All he had to do was go, "Oh, you have regrets of your own, huh?"
You had a daughter
Yeah.
once, didn't you?
That's
What
all
happened
he
to
had
her?
to do. He just had to be like, "Oh, making conversation, all right." And then that guy, yeah,
Also, too, if he was just honest again, like he's been doing, you know, he's been honest. He hasn't gone on to go ahead and divulge in
yeah,
actual
he hasn't
details, but
told the full truth.
if he
but
did,
he's been
if
honest.
he did go legit honest, and he was just like, "Yeah, of course I understand. You realize Grisha's my father.
Mm-hmm.
Faye, she is my aunt. You're my grandpa." And then he goes on to explain, and nobody,
Zeke's my brother.
nobody would
And we're
listen.
gonna change the world, and no one will believe you.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody would go ahead and believe or listen to this old man because he's a patient, you know?
Yeah, Aaron could have had fun with that. But you know, this Aaron, he's like, I'm not going to waste my time giving any more info. If I'm asked, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
all that's been asked is like, so you're going back home? Is that from your family? Yeah, it is. You know, they not much to do. And yeah, I do plan on going back home after this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like
Exactly.
such a fun
Yeah.
conversation, but it's like, ask for details.
many
next time,
layers.
Falco.
And Cameron says, just realized Aaron chose not to heal in the hospital. I thought the healing was involuntary. Well, again, that just goes to show that,
He was
that
able,
whatever,
he's somehow able to control it now.
whatever the time skip that we
Trained.
get from season 3 to season 4, Aaron has been working, man. He has figured out a lot of shit. Obviously, all the rush of just absolute intense memories from Kruger to his father to who other predecessors were the Attack Titan, and even future Aaron too, as we know is like the essentially main puppet master here. Aaron's been going through a lot. Aaron is been learning a lot. Aaron has been working.
He's been going through Titan puberty.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's really
I do
grown
want to
into
point out
his own.
how many times do we think Aaron cut his own leg off? Do we think he did any like covert ops while he was there where he was like, let me grow my leg back for this mission real quick?
Well, remember
He just
Oh, and then
chilled
cut it
out.
off again?
at the start of season 4, remember we get that scene where he has a knife and he has to go ahead and essentially bite down over on, I think, the cloth, whatever, and he starts literally cutting at his
do,
own.
do we think he does that multiple times? Do we think he goes on some little mission, some side quests, grows his leg back for a week?
Well, does he
don't
have
know,
the leg when he doesn't have the leg when he's with Zeke either. He's still full bandaged up.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't have
he's
that handshake.
Full method, man.
Well, I mean, I would hope so.
I think he's
with
like
Zeke.
a
Yeah.
Jared Leto. I think he's just method.
I think so.
He's got the Jared Leto hair, the Jared Leto vibe going on. I think he's just really embracing that Leto.
Except better acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except, yeah. Well, Aaron wrote the story.
I'm sorry,
He did.
Jared.
Better
I know,
story writing,
You know what?
better
It's
acting,
okay.
He wrote
better
the story.
foreshadowing.
We know that Jared's a
Yeah.
big fan of the podcast.
Yeah, Jared, we know you watch.
We're just kidding, bro. Honestly. So
If you
you don't
have an
have to
issue,
go
say it to my
ahead and,
fucking face. No, I'm
you
kidding.
know, it's cool.
I'm a big fan of what you did on 30 Seconds to Mars.
36, I was going to say.
Big fan of the kill, man. Big fan.
No, exactly though, Kyron. He does commit to his roles and
He does.
yeah.
you know what?
Which honestly, more than I think I could ever dream to do. So,
But it is.
good enough.
Alrighty. Yeah. So that was fun, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like Lexi said, there's a lot to go ahead and talk about still over in this episode, and we will finish it next week. What do you guys think about Thursdays? Thursdays feel fine. Thursdays feel right.
That's cool.
Fuck with Thursday.
All right. So there
My
you go.
son's here with us.
Yeah, exactly.
I fuck with Thursday.
Kyron is here. Kyron, how does Thursday sound? Does Thursday sound good? Are you gonna be able to join us on Thursdays?
Thursday date night? Question mark.
Every other Thursday,
I'll
though,
bring
I will
fancy
just
cheese
be,
and wine.
A little bit later, right?
Yeah, every other Thursday, I'll just be a little bit late.
No worries.
That's fine.
So with
The
that being
next Thursday,
said,
I'll be on time, but the following Thursday, same thing as today.
no worries. I know that we want to go ahead and have as many friends as we can. Attack on Thursdays. Damn right.
Sick.
Kyron said it. Love it. So keep that in mind, guys. Thursdays, we will be streaming on Twitch. Make sure you guys go and follow us over on Instagram at Attack to Talk Podcast
Yep.
to get your confirmation. There are going to be days where maybe Thursdays don't work for some of us. So make sure you guys go ahead and follow us over on Instagram to get your updates. Also, Instagram is where you guys will be able to go and vote on the poll questions that we ask you, as well as the Q&As that we will offer at some points. And do
Yes.
not be shy. Do not be afraid to go ahead and answer the Q&As. Doesn't matter what the answer is. Well, I guess it does kind of matter because we don't want anything that doesn't
Think about it,
involve-
please.
Yeah.
that doesn't, have anything to do with AOT.
At least let it correlate.
But if you have a legit response to the question, we would love to go ahead and come to understand where your mind is at.
Yeah, because you guys have a lot of perspective that we didn't maybe think of here,
Exactly.
or details that maybe we just forgot.
I like knowing your outside perspective.
As long as it relates to AOT, we don't want to go ahead and ask you guys like, why did Zeke go ahead and decide to turn over on Marley, and then you send us like your Burger King order or something,
I
Yeah.
like a Burger King with Burger King
know.
foot lettuce.
Can I get a?
Number nine,
It's
large.
the Krusty Krab.
I know.
Well, I know. Like as long as
Is
it goes
this
out there.
your wallet?
We talked about it too plenty of times. We'd love to go ahead and learn more about AOT. And Jacob says, future watchers, if you are Jaegerists, please join us live.
And if you aren't
He's like,
Jaegerists,
please, I want more.
please join us live.
Yes, please join us live. But Thursdays. So keep that in mind, guys. And again, any changes to that, we will update you on Instagram. And poll questions and Q&As will be on Instagram. Huge shout out again to your support. Wherever you go ahead and watch us, whether you watch us live, whether you watch us at a later time when the episodes are published and the different platforms where you can go and find us, doesn't matter where, you guys are taking the time to go ahead and watch us. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that we're a good, kind of way to go and pass the time with, whether it's at work or whatever you guys are doing, or even if you want to go ahead and just, sit down, watch the episode, go ahead and listen to us as we yap. You can go ahead and refresh your minds. You can go ahead and hear our thought process on it.
You can hear how we voice those characters.
You can go ahead and, try to network for us and find us some,
Find us
animators.
I know.
Find us an animator.
I got some stuff for an anime. We got some stuff for an anime written down. It's in the vault.
Next OAD.
If you want to know any of the
storyboarding.
info about it, it's going to take some money.
yeah, this is something that this is back over in the
This is back in 2020 quarantine days.
quarantine where we went ahead and we tried to think of an anime premise and idea, and we came up with some interesting stuff, something that we haven't seen thus far.
We definitely thought pretty deep on character design and art rules and stuff.
You
And
know.
this has some serious stuff to it, guys. So if y'all know anyone, maybe.
We have voice actors as well, and
Damn right.
for anybody else that potentially is interested in voice acting,
Visionaries.
send us a demo reel, okay?
I know.
No, seriously, that'd be sick as fuck.
Literally.
If you want your voice acting reviewed by strangers,
I know.
send it to us, bro.
Sure. We'll do a React OAD. Why not?
Yeah, that'd be cool. But
See my great ideas in chat. Right.
that is a serious thing, though. Like we have the premise of an idea. We have like an episode written out, and
yeah, we
part
have
of
like
a
an
second
episode and
We just need a pilot.
third and a half.
Yeah.
You just need a pilot.
Yeah, I have a pilot written.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pilot all written down. I got it all down.
Yeah.
We just need some storyboarding.
I even drew the characters that we wanted them to look like, and we thought about the personalities and their names, and yeah.
Yes, I love Epic the Musical.
Enlighten me. What is that?
Like the movie Epic?
Kinda. It's about Odysseus.
No.
It's a TikTok dude.
Oh.
He started making songs, and then he has like albums. Like he's trying to make a screenplay, basically.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. The songs, I'm sure you probably have heard them in like audios on TikTok, and you didn't even realize it.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot. No, I haven't seen this.
You know, I haven't.
Yeah.
Karen goes, go listen to it.
Yeah, he has like a whole album for it.
Damn.
A lot of these are just edits, but like
Okay.
that's the like,
Yeah, the music is very like
they've got some like Broadway
like operatic orchestra.
Yeah,
It's
no,
very
it's-
good.
It's really good music. You can find them all on Spotify if you want to just listen to the songs. Some of them are like bangers.
Okay.
I gotta tell Luca about it. He loves that's his guilty pleasure genre. He loves operatic, like opera orchestra.
I like it's a little itch for me. It's nice. Just
Remember
belting.
when we first started dating, I went into his dorm and he was listening to Andrea
that's cool,
Bocelli.
Karen.
He was like blasting Andrea Bocelli to go to bed. I was like, okay.
Hey, hey, Ludwig did something Partizione. Hold up, he did a whole cover and actually like pretty good shit, Lud. It's like total opera. Conte Partito.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Karen says, Zach, you need to watch.
Oh, I
I've already
guarantee
seen it
Zach's
twice.
seen it. Yeah,
Twice.
I guarantee you Zach
Shit
has
makes
seen
me
it.
sob. Bro, that shit's so sad. Fuck. That's a great one.
As we get to a close, I believe.
We have a
No, you
Jacob
already
has
had a code.
and it
Jacob
was
has the
really good
code.
too. I mean, I read it to myself, but it's a little bit higher up.
Yeah, so
really
if you want to go and scroll up,
It's the Hope. It's a kind of like a little.
you'll
Might
see
be the one
it.
right there. It's that one.
Is this one?
Yeah, do you want to go and read what Jacob has for us
Listen up for the
today?
code today, y'all.
Awesome. This week's code word is going to be code HOPE because we live in a crappy world and the current stuff happening sucks. We will get through it though. Just have hope. Tomorrow will be a better day. Keep the ones you love close and have a great night/day.
Beautiful. Can you hit that applause, please, for Jacob's code? Wow. Well, very, very well said, Jacob. Thank you so much for that. And hope is such an important thing to have in whatever it is you're doing, whether it's aspiration, whether it's work, whether it's just, anything. You got to maintain that hope. Keep moving forward. And,
Yep. Famous
also
words.
try to have a little fun along the way.
Here, give me a Bible verse to sign out on.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But thank you so much for that. Jacob also says, code happiness. Try to find the stuff that can make you happy in these times. Beautiful. But that's all we got for you guys. Shout out to Nate. Thank you, Nate, for getting the episodes available to all of our friends, and
Love you, booger.
and so that you guys can go ahead and watch the episodes over on the many platforms that we are
Yeah,
available
he's
on.
how you're able to listen to our beautiful voices now.
Exactly. If you think it's any of us here in this room, then
Wait.
go ahead. Oh,
Almost.
Almost.
Almost got a buzzer beater.
But if you think that if it's any of us in this room here, the three of us, that go ahead and
I clicked the applause button.
get the episodes ready for publish. Go ahead and come up with the awesome thumbnails. I know that some may disagree with the reaction shot. No, I'm kidding.
I've done a little dirty sometimes, but you know what? It is my face. It is my reaction. I'm putting it out there on the internet, so I can't really complain.
But I'm only joking aside, of course. But yeah, I mean, Nate is the one who goes out there and gets all that ready for us. And, you know,
Thank you.
We all need to go ahead and
No, I don't
be
think his
thankful.
ego too big.
hit that applause.
Yeah, there we go.
No, thank you so much, Nate.
Love you, Nate.
Appreciate you, man.
You get an applause.
Yes. He gets a.
I know.
Oh no, he doesn't get that. No.
Everyone thank Nate.
Oh my gosh,
Why does he sound like that?
that person is going too crazy with that.
He's probably not even smiling. He's just like, we need an audio of someone laughing. And like, that's it. Yeah. No smiling.
All right, bring the doctor in. Imagine.
Bring the doctor in. Nurse, there's another one out. All those people laughing are
That's super
dead.
okay.
By the way.
Oh, it's all my fault.
Damn, Kyron just goes. All those people laughing are dead. By the way,
Probably. This is probably like an old
it's an
clip.
old ass freaking soundbite.
The first ever laugh track ever recorded.
Ever recorded. Yeah.
I have the oldest Xbox known to man.
I have the oldest Xbox known to man.
It's on your fucking Xbox, dipshit.
All right, I have my sign out.
Beautiful.
I do too.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the support, for all the OGs, for any of the new fans and new friends that we go ahead and we get along the way. Do not be afraid to go ahead and say hi to us over on social, over on Spotify. We've gotten some messages over on Spotify as well. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate the feedback. We appreciate just, you know,
Your
hearing from you
interactions.
guys. Exactly.
Yes, please.
Interactions. It's something that we really essentially kind of crave more of whenever we go ahead and stream live. We love having that interaction and kind of having that kind of close just friendship and stuff. You know, it's you know, you
Join
guys are our
us.
friends, and
We're already in your ears.
it's incredible, and we want more of it. So
Yeah.
do not be shy, and you know, we're excited for eventually hearing from some of our friends over in chat. Some of the ones who haven't joined us yet,
That's not even a question, Jacob. Of course you are.
but yeah, am I OG now, bro? Come on,
If you have to ask,
Yeah.
you
I know,
know,
if you have to ask.
you know, you're like the freaking Otowo of our group.
yeah.
Yeah. No, he doesn't mind either. You would
He's
love
like,
that.
you know, you're our Otowo.
You're our Otowo.
You're trying to be just like, you know, Captain Kyron. It's okay. No, imagine I'm just like stirring the pot.
He's just really trying.
stirring the pot.
I know. Right before we sign off, too, so that you leave him.
Drama in chat.
You leave them thinking about it. I'm like, oh,
Chat
shit. We're
fight.
gonna start DMing each other about it.
No, we
Left
appreciate
me
you guys.
spiraling.
We love you all the same.
Right,
No,
right.
seriously. You're definitely an OG, and again, just super, super grateful that our paths crossed, just like Aaron made it so.
Mm-hmm.
In all seriousness, then, though, I mean, thank you again. We've expressed again how loyal you are, and yeah, you're a huge part of this podcast, man. You join us every single week, and you are our reoccurring favorite Jaegerist, and yeah, huge shout out to Jacob. Yeah, Jacob officially joined the ranks now. Just today, he officially becomes a loyal
Congrats, you
welcome.
just promoted.
No,
All
you've
right,
been-
mods, give him a little sticker. Give him a little emo button.
No, yeah, we love you, man, and wish you all nothing but the best. And thank you again for the very, very beautiful codes. And I just want to say,
Yeah, much
closing
love.
out,
Thank you for your
I love you guys. Spread the love and positivity. Be safe, and you know, wishing us all good health as we continue to push forward, move forward, and keep hope in 2025. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Already.
I'm going to sign off with Isaiah 25:1. Lord, you are my God. I will exalt you and praise your name, for in perfect faithfulness you have done wonderful things planned long ago.
Amen.
Amen.
Following that one up, we got Thessalonians 5:18. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Jesus Christ.